Well, I hope you can't hear it, but somebody decided that today would be a good day to mow the lawn. But hey, how's it going? Welcome to Order 42. I am Rob, and we're here doing the thing as we do. As we do. So, who is all in chat? I mean, we've we've got some people in here already. Ricky coming in hot first, and apparently double first, double foist is what he says. Good job to Ricky. Good job, Ricky. All my homies are subbed. Hey, Filbert, if you're here, thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, look, here's the thing. You know, yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. It's a weird thing with subs, right? Because I could have 20,000 subs, 50,000 subs, 1 million subs, but if nobody watches my videos, I care more about that people, watch my videos, and they like them. If they don't like them, then hey, unsub. It's no big deal. But I do want to mention, before we get too far into things, I do want to mention that that's not it. That's not it. I do want to mention this. This happened over the weekend. 3333. But what's funny is I actually went up a little bit and then I came back down, so I don't know if it's actually 3333. I just think that's it was a cool thing to see. It was a cool thing to see. So I just want to say I appreciate each and every one of those subscribers. And hey, if you want to watch my videos, that'd be good too. But anyway, I appreciate it. So thank you, Filbert. Thank you, all of you. All of you for that. We got Bonobo Juice in here. Welcome. How's it going? It's good to see you. It's been a while. It's been a bit. Shozama is not here. So, okay. Cosma's here. And he actually said first. So, cheers to Cosma. Cheers. I don't really want to smash the camera with that, but hey, thank you. And yeah, there's no liquid poll tonight because I still have multiple setups going. I had up to 8. I'm now down to 6. So we're vaping through those before we. And I mean, let's be honest. The only ones that I have left are ones that you guys didn't pick anyway. I think it's what, toffee and banana. So hey, when it's time, when I empty a tank, I'll do that. But I'm actually in here, which is, look, I'm just gonna say it. This is one of the best mods in the history of mods. It's tiny, it's dual battery, biggity bam, magnetic back, no buttons except for the big button, and this is a touch screen, and you have to slide to unlock it, which is kind of cool. I love it. I love this mod, and it's been through some stuff. You can see there's stuff missing on all of it. It's scuffed up. It's been through some stuff. No, I mean, some people, really manhandle their stuff, not me. But I'll just say that I love this mod and I wish they still made them. They don't. This company now makes nothing but pod systems, which, for somebody like me, it's not what I want, but it's good. It's good. And in here, I've got the Georgia, which is the hot fudge sundae. It's not bad. It's not my favorite, but it's not bad. Anyway, let's see who else we got in here. Ninjinzu's here. Welcome, Ninjinzu. Good to see you. Lame like Ricky. Oh, look at that. See, Ricky getting some flack. I mean, is he even here? Is he actually here? Because he said he was working and not going to be able to be here. But the thing is we've got a video clip to show, and you all need to see this. You need to see it. But anyway, since he's been watching so many martial arts films, I figured he'd get a real kick out of this. But here's the thing: I don't know if I'm going to get claimed. I might get claimed because it's like just over a minute. but you've got to see it. You've got to see it. But anyway, it may get claimed. If it gets claimed, hey, no big deal. I'll cut it out after the live stream. But you, if you're here watching live, you'll be able to see it. You'll be able to see it. Pull like you're siphoning gas through a garden hose. Tell us the flavor. Tell us the flavor is Rob from the Church of Order 42. What? 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 I'm sorry, what? Well, BP 059 was first, but that's Ricky. So, that's Ricky. He's got 2 things, which apparently might give him 2 votes when it comes to the liquid poll. I mean, look, I can't control that. But there you go. Cosma sending overcast to the skies with blowing them clouds. Hey, look, here's the thing. If you don't smoke, you really shouldn't take up vaping. You know, you really shouldn't, unless you just need nicotine. But if you smoke, I would highly recommend you look into vape. Just look into it. You know, try some Zins or Rogue or the little snooze. I don't have any in here. But I will say I did try the cinnamon Zins this weekend. And because, well, my tank went dry and we were over an hour away from home. So I had to get something. So I got one of those. I got some Zins. And yeah, not bad. It almost tastes like, it's cinnamon, by the way. And it kind of tastes like dentine gum, which is kind of nice. But I still prefer Rogue. I think Rogue's the better one. But that's just me. This is the account I use. Oh, there he goes. There's the account. Carbonite Dreams is here. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. I said hi to Nijinsu. Filbert, of course. Please address the sword-wielding person with their back against the cliff. Oh, it will. It will happen. Trust me, it will happen. And I'm telling you, you got to see this. And like I said in the Discord, if there is any justice, we will use this as a meme template because there's so much going on in this clip. It's great. It's great. It's just great. Let's see. I'll give you a liquid poll. Whoa. Whoa. It's going to rain for a day, but I'm ready for the next. Where is Bucho? I don't know. Is he here? I don't think he's here. Here with both accounts. See, there you go. See? I told you. I told you. As long as Ricky doesn't get first, good. Oh. All right. All right. You don't vote with both? I mean, just saying. Nephew trying to get me hooked on Zens. Really? See, it's a weird thing because when it comes to snooze is like the least dangerous. It's got the least amount of stuff in it. It's just, there's not much to it. I mean, sure, you can get overnicked, but it's just going to make you sick and you're not going to want to do it. So, but there's snooze down here. There's vaping right here. And then there's smoking like way up here. And it's just, I mean, I don't know. They make you sweat. Yeah, see, I can't do the 3 milligram, the smallest amount of nicotine is rough for me. It just is. So I can't even imagine some of the higher ones. It's just not my thing. But hey, just saying. And there is Bucho. Welcome. Good to see you. Zins sounds like some kind of hardcore street pill. It's really not that. Daylight saving shift messed up my chronometer. Okay, that's a big word. You and Filbert, man, you guys are writing all these big long posts, and I'm like, man, I gotta sit down. I had to sit down, chill out for a minute so I can read these long posts. Sorry, I have attention span problems, which is probably why I didn't like Megalopolis. And according to some people, yeah, there's only like one reviewer on YouTube that got it. That got what Megalopolis was about. I guess I'm not one of them. Because they came to my review to comment that. And to say that, We're just copying off of each other. We're not really, none of us have real, our own thoughts or dignity or integrity or anything like that. No, we don't have that, you know. So, anyway, if I understand it, Nick, wait, if I understand, Zen is just Nick, so even better, but I only take one once in a while, usually after I have a few beers. Yeah. I mean, hey, look, for me, it used to be smoke. I mean, if I drink, smoking and drinking, they nicotine and alcohol, man, they go together. Nicotine and caffeine go really well together. But yeah, and there's a lot of my friends never smoked unless they were drinking. If they were drinking, boy, they would be asking for cigarettes. And then the next day, they'd be like, "Man, how can you smoke those?" And I'm like, "Dude, you smoked like 5 of them last night." And he goes, "Yeah, but that was drinking. It's different." I'm like, "I don't understand that. I don't understand how you cannot. I don't know. I don't get it." But hey, yeah, the 6 milligram is some rough stuff. I figured you lot would shift back the clocks at the same time as we shift forward, but it turns out yous don't shift until November. Yeah, it's weird. They just need to abolish that. The whole thing is stupid. Yeah. Megalopolis was my favorite from Sesame Street. Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree with you. I agree with you. Now, see, I might have enjoyed that movie. Very simple, you know? The kids can, you take the kids to see it. Is it different from each state? I mean, some states don't do it at all, or some, I don't understand how it works. Yeah. Bucho is in November while most of us are in October, right, Leon? Is Leon here? I didn't see Leon. I'm in the live chat. By the way, make sure you hit live chat so you can see all the messages, not just the ones that, for some reason YouTube says, "Oh, that's not." No. Do the live chat. Do the live chat. Busy closing up or helping customers by the time Rob plays the clip. I mean, maybe. But I mean, we can get into it here in a minute. I'm almost caught up. Sadly, I think Francis being like 90%, 90 impacted a lot of it. Oh, yes. Yes. Megalopolis. Apparently, $120 million budget and probably quite a bit in marketing. Francis had to pull money out of his own pocket so that Lionsgate would even distribute it, and it made $4 million on a $120 million production budget. It's not counting marketing. That's a legendary flop. A legendary flop. But I mean, hey, I tried. And I feel like if you're a movie fan, like if you're a big movie fan, if you're a fan of Francis Ford Coppola, if you're a fan of cinema, right? You want to see art. Not just, I mean, sure. I mean, I like, really fun, popcorn movies just like everybody else. But if you want to see art, if that's what you like movies, man, you owe it to yourself to see Megalopolis on the biggest screen you can. It's just the way it is. But not everybody's going to like it. And that's what art is. I didn't find anything to connect with. I just couldn't connect with that movie. But and somehow I'm wrong and not being genuine when I say that. So anyway. Yeah, it cooled down for us here last week. It was actually pretty nice because we did 8 miles. We hiked 8 miles on Saturday, which is nuts. And then, of course, Monday was our 24th wedding anniversary. I can't believe it's been 24 years since I married that woman in there. I mean, sometimes it feels like it's only been like 5 years. And then sometimes it's like, I feel like we've just always been together. It's weird. But yeah, 24 years, man. 24. Yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. 24 years. Amazing. Amazing. Megalopolis or The Fast and the Furious 1? If you're asking me which one I would rather watch again, it'd definitely be Megalopolis. Because that's the thing. I didn't care for it. But I keep thinking about it. Like I keep thinking about some of the imagery is insanely cool. It's just a very disjointed movie to me, and sometimes feels like the ramblings of an elderly liberal. I've said that a couple of times now, but that's what it feels like sometimes. If you, but again, Francis Ford Coppola, he's kind of earned the ability to make a movie like that. It's just that nobody really wants to go see that. So, or not the masses anyway. Yeah, the two equinoxes. Well, then supposedly, if you wait till November and then you do it super early in the year, then, the daylight savings crap, then, you get more time or blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. Just freaking do it whenever. It doesn't make any sense either way, at least in my opinion. Squiggles, what's going on? How are you? Are you ready? You ready for Retropalooza in a couple of weeks? Yeah. Oh, there's another debate tonight? How dare they? How dare they? It's worth a watch if you're a film person. No, I agree, Filbert. I agree. And it's one of those where I couldn't connect to it, but that doesn't mean that it's not worth watching. But I will say, I'm guessing at about the hour and 15-minute mark, I was starting to go, oh, okay. Can we move it along, please? Please? And then it'd be like, oh, that was a good scene. And then, okay. All right. It's like Neil Breen with a 120 million, but I mean, maybe. Beetlejuice, not the best movie in the world, but I enjoyed it. Yeah, that's a fun movie. It's just fun. Thank you for the congratulations. It is kind of amazing. Oh, and my wife made me a card. I know how you guys like seeing the cards that she makes. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But it's kind of funny because I got her a card that was somewhat universal based, universe based, right? It was basically saying about how in all the universe, that the two of us came together and we've been married and hey, love you and all that stuff, right? Well, then she comes out with this. This is what she made. Come on. And it's like 3D, it like sticks out. It's just cool. And then I want to show you what she wrote, but yeah, there's some aliens there too. There you go. It's cute, man. It's a cute card. She's just so freaking talented. It's ridiculous. So it's just kind of funny that we both picked sort of space related. It's still a Francis Ford Coppola joint. Exactly. Both got lucky with each other. I mean, I think I was more lucky than she was. She had to deal with me. So there's that. What if the name was Lopalopolis instead? Change your opinion? No? It would make it more fun to say, but Retropalooza. Pixel Phoenix, welcome. Pixel, did you see? Did you see the card that my wife made for our 24-year anniversary? Can you believe it? 24 years. I've been married 24 years, which is nuts. I don't know if you saw it, Pixel, but there you go. Muffin Hands is awesome. I'll tell her you said that. I'll tell her you say that. People like me and Rob married up. I mean, Filbert, yes. At least I did. I mean, I don't know you well enough or your missus well enough to make that judgment call. But I'll let you say that. Their next level. That is awesome. Yeah, it's cool. It's just cool. It is cool. Now, before we get too far into it, I mean, I got to mention it. We lost so many people this week. So many actors, sports figures. There's people I'm missing. I don't even have everybody. I know I don't. But, I mean, let's just go through them real fast. And if you have anything to say about them, feel free. I mean, first up, Maggie Smith. I mean, come on. She's been around for so many years. I mean, I remember the first time that I ever saw her in a movie was in Clash of the Titans. And what is that, 1981? But she made an impact on me then. That when later on, I think the next movie that I personally saw of her was Hook. And I was like, is that the same lady? But I was that kid. I was that person that was always like, hey, isn't that the same person from But look, yeah, exactly. 89 is great. I mean, that's a hell of a run. Um, but yeah, 89 years old. Of course, in the Harry Potter movies, she was great in Gosford Park. I mean, how many movies can you mention and go, well, yeah, Maggie Smith, though, she didn't really put all of it into it. Yeah, she did. She was awesome. She was awesome. Now, the next one here, I'll be honest, I've only seen a few of this actor's performances. But yeah, John Ashton, um, yeah, 76 years old, which is still, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, come on. It's not too shabby of a run. But yeah, in fact, what was weird is April and I were watching some TV show, and it's one of those shows that only lasted like a season. I don't remember the show name. The Finder? Anyway, it had Michael Clark Duncan in it. And he was the only one that I recognized. But I saw him and I'm like, is that John Ashton that died like yesterday? And this was again yesterday, I think, when we were watching it. I pulled it up and I'm like, holy crap, that was him. So yeah, John Ashton. For Beverly Hills Cop, I think most people know him from. Yeah. Yeah. One of those actors that you just, solid actor. And then we have Chris Christopherson, 88 years old. And man, what a career this guy's had. And of course, for me, I know him from a few smaller, parts. I never saw Stars Born. I didn't see Convoy or any of these movies that a lot of people mention when they mention Chris Christopherson. I think of Blade. I think of, what's that movie, Payback? His almost like his later in life roles, you know what I mean? But of course, country singer. I don't know a lot about Chris Christopherson, to be perfectly honest. So yeah. No idea. He was the dude from Blade. Exactly. Yeah. That's what I know him from. And then of course, when it comes to sports, I mean, Pete Rose, 83 years old. But there you go. Shunned by the Hall of Fame over the gambling scandal. I mean, I remember that. I never saw him play. I was never, and I'll be look, I wasn't, excuse me. I wasn't that huge into baseball. But I mean, I remember when the gambling thing was going around and everybody was going, yeah, but he still deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, right? Supposed to be in the Hall of Fame, right? I mean, right? Let's do it. Hall of Fame. I think he still should be in there. But yeah, and then today we got news. Frank Fritz from American Pickers, 58 years old. Now that is too young. That is way too young. So, yeah, I mean, I never watched American Pickers. But I know that was a show that a lot of people just loved. And of course, The Game Chasers was, inspired by American Pickers. So yeah, I mean, that was a big thing. 58 years old. I mean, that's crazy. And then of course, another one, John Amos. Now, I'll say this. I know him, of course, from Good Times, but I also know him from The Beastmaster. I know him from Die Hard 2. He played a lot of like supporting roles. A lot of people brought up his work on The West Wing. I never saw that, but yeah, he was an actor that when he showed up, it was like he's almost like there are actors that are almost like comfort food in a way, where if you see that actor, you're like, okay, cool, all right, we don't have to worry about this. This guy's got it. John Amos was one of those that I think he got it. Coming to America. See, I've seen Coming to America, but it never was a staple in my house. I don't know. I just didn't. It was okay. It was fine. But hey. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's not for me. So, but there you go. So look, and again, I know there's probably people I missed, but I mean, just some amazing actors, that and amazing personalities that are no longer here. Roots. Oh yeah, I did see Roots. I did see Roots. That was amazing. I forgot that he was in that. But yeah. Yeah, he was great. Yeah, he was great. Excuse me. Hell of a player, but kind of a cruddy person. Icon though. I mean, look, Pete Rose. I don't know anything about Pete Rose other than I just remember the gambling thing and the controversy around him not making it to the Hall of Fame because of it. And I was kind of like, really? I don't know. Watched first couple of seasons. He was a good dude, but yeah, I think he struggled with alcoholism, sadly. Oh, Frank Fritz. Yeah, I mean, alcoholism is no joke, man. No joke. Comedy delivery is awesome. Yeah. Yeah, he was really good. He was really good. You glad you got that 4K Beastmaster? Here's the thing. I did watch Beastmaster a couple of years ago. I think I mentioned this on the stream before. Wow, I didn't feel like it held up. I thought, man, this is slow and cheesy. And holy crap, there's some like a lot of nudity for a PG movie. It's kind of shocking to me, but there you go. Nikembe Mutombo, only 58. Man, see, that's just, man. What is going on? McBowels. Not in my house. And titties. What? Yeah, but there's actually like, there's some full frontal in Beastmaster. In at least one scene where Tanya Roberts. Yeah. And I was kind of shocked. But Beastmaster was also, man, that was a TBS staple, man. It seemed like it was on every weekend. Like, so what are we doing today? I guess we're watching Beastmaster. At least that's just going to be one of the things we're doing. Yup, in 4K. Yeah, Shozama. I mean, look. I mean, if that's your reason, hey, cheers. I mean, to have Rip Torn, one of the best names in the history of actor names, Rip Torn. I don't know nothing about the guy, but what a name, you know? What a name. Bucho, oh my god. Recent is pretty vague. Bucho, don't make me come over there and smack you around. We're talking recent, like the last 5 to 10 years, which includes the Pentagon. Come on, man. Or the Pentagon. The 3 Pentagon bits. Yeah. Come on. Bucho. Man. Just an absolute stickler. I saw it for the first time on distance. My family didn't have cable, just rabbit ears. Oh, man. See, I was lucky, man. I got to see all those movies. I mean, a lot of movies. See, the thing is there were a lot of movies that I saw and nobody else saw. But then I learned as I grew up, there were a lot of movies that, I guess rated R movies, that they were allowed to see, but I wasn't. So I had to catch up on all these rated R movies. And by the time I watched them, there was no connection. You know, it wasn't like, ooh, I get to watch Conan today. No, I couldn't watch Conan when I was young. My parents wouldn't let me watch it. Maybe it's because James Earl Jones was so scary. And they didn't want, I don't know. I don't know what the thinking was. It was probably, the sex and nudity and all that kind of stuff. Because my parents were big on that. Or I say big on that. They were not big on that. Like, I never understood it. It still doesn't make sense to me. So seeing a guy's head blow up is fine. But a couple of titties? No, can't see it. Can't see it. 5 to 10 years doesn't include Tic Tac. That was 2004. It was released in 2017, right? Let's just go with it because now I can't change the question at this point. And look, 50% say 1 to 50%. 25% are almost like 0 to 1% that they're non-human. 17% though say they are 100% convinced that they're non-human. I think I'm in the 50 to 99%. Probably like 56%. 56.8%, something like that. Yeah, that's pretty close. I mean, I need more information. But I also, the reason that I'm so high on it is because, well, we've seen a lot of things that I don't think can be explained by anything natural. I'm sorry. Those Pentagon released videos. I don't think so. But hey, it's just my opinion. I think we're being visited. I think they're already here and they've been here, but that's just my opinion. But again, I don't know. That's the whole thing. It's okay to say I don't know. I'm on the it's kind of like this. I can't say that. I can't say that. I can't say that. Sorry, I was reading this thing here. Sherlock producer Sue Virtue says Benedict Cumberbatch brand has a future after co-creator Mark Gatiss raised hopes for film. Oh, Sherlock has a future. Not even that important. Not even that important. Bucho's writing a thesis paper. Carbonite, did I say hi to you? I think I did. Hi. Hello. Hello to everybody. Look, if you're here, hi. How's it going? I'm Rob. You're you. And we're here. And we're doing the thing. And it's fun. It's fun. Does anybody want to see some of the movies that I got this week? I know. You might say, Rob, aren't you on a buying freeze because you've owed so much money? Well, I'll just tell you. My wife has spent an insane amount of money on things that basically put us I'm in the green now. I'll just say that. I'm in the green now. So I purchased 3 things. But then my wife and I purchased one thing. I want to show them. I want to show them to you. Can I do that? I should have added pointedly pedantic to poll police. That would have been good alliteration. Absolutely, Bucho. Absolutely. I'm just saying that I think most people, I would say, yeah. Most people are probably, they understand what I'm talking about. 46% and 1 to 50%. See, and the thing is, look, if you are absolutely unconvinced, I understand it. Filbert's one of them. Show us dim movies. Oh, I will. McDowell's, Samuel L. Jackson. What is McDowell's? I don't even know what that is. Surely you're allowed new movies when it's your anniversary week. Anniversary week? Well, this first one, I went to the doctor on my regular doctor, not my Crohn's intestinal doctor. That comes up next Monday. So we'll have some more news, health news next week. But everything was in the clear. In fact, I have been doing so well and I've lost so much weight, which really isn't that much, but I've lost some weight that my high blood pressure medication has been reduced, which is good. Hopefully we can get it, just stop taking it, because just one less thing I have to take. But after the doctor's visit, I decided, you know what? I'm going to go over to Half Price Books and see what they have. That's what I got. $4. Wyatt Earp for $4. Now here's the thing. I've never seen this. I don't know why. I like Kevin Costner. I like Dennis Quaid. I like Gene Hackman, Jeff Fahey, Mark Harmon, Michael Madsen, Catherine O'Hara, Bill Pullman, Isabella Rossellini, Tom Sizemore, JoBeth Williams, Mare Winningham. Music by James Newton Howard. Directed by Lawrence Kasdan? I mean, come on. Why haven't I seen this? I don't know, but I haven't. But $4. $4. And it's in pristine condition. It even has anybody remember those? Important notice. This Blu-ray disc is manufactured to the highest quality possible. It is possible this Blu-ray disc was manufactured after your Blu-ray disc player. No, not in this case. To ensure the best possible viewing experience, your Blu-ray disc player may need a firmware or software update. Please consult the blah, 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 blah. That's still in there. And of course, there's my receipt that I will keep in here for the future. So I can go, when did I buy that? Oh, I bought it on September 26th. So there you go. Wyatt Earp. That's number 1. Number 2, well, it's really 2, 3, and 4 because I bought them all from the same place. I don't know if you know this, but Kino Lorber is having a sale right now on some great stuff. Some great stuff. I picked up a few that, in fact, I haven't seen any of this that I purchased. This first one is a joint purchase between my wife and I because we are fans of Buster Keaton. The Shorts Collection, a 5-disc set. So here's the thing. A lot of his movies are available to stream for free on various things, but we want to see more Buster Keaton. So we got this. And there's 5 discs on this, which is awesome. So a total running time of 738 minutes. I mean, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And Buster Keaton, I'm telling you, if you've never seen anything Buster Keaton, or you say, I'm not really into watching a, what do you call it? A silent movie. I'm telling you, you need to. You need to give it a shot because Buster Keaton was the freaking man. Of course, Charlie Chaplin, of course. Yes, of course. So many silent films are worth watching. But Buster Keaton was the freaking man and so funny. I just enjoy him. And so does my wife. So yeah, there you go. There's one. The next one is a movie that I mentioned recently because of the director. I had watched his 1981 movie Blowout. And of course I'm talking about Brian De Palma. Well, here's another movie that I'd never seen. Dressed to Kill. Michael Caine, Angie Dickinson, and Nancy Allen. I haven't seen this. I didn't realize, by the way, until I was watching the special features for Blowout, that Nancy Allen and Brian De Palma were married at one point. So she was in a lot of his movies. But there you go. Dressed to Kill. I seriously know nothing about this movie. So a blind buy, but hopefully a good one. Hopefully a good one. In 4K, by the way. 4K. I think it was $17.99. That's a good deal. And then, I'm a sucker for Shakespeare. I like Shakespeare. I really do. And there are certain actors that I really, really like as well. This is an actor that I absolutely love. And I will watch anything with this actor in it. And I've watched many movies with this actor, but I have never seen this one. A Shakespeare with Orson Welles, Macbeth, with a slipcase. I don't know if that's a big deal, but yeah, I mean, we've got let's see, Orson Welles, Jeanette Nolan, Dan O'Herlihy, Roddy McDowall, Edgar Barrier, Alan Napier. Produced and directed by Orson Welles. So there we go. I figure, hey, why not? It was $11.99, I think. But look, the Kino Lorber sale is going on right now. There are a ton of movies. Everything from, schlock all the way up to best picture type stuff. I mean, we're some great stuff for sale over on Kino Lorber. If you're into physical media, you should go check them out. So there you go. Macbeth. Oh, sorry. Okay, I'll stop. It's like, Rob, closer. No, closer. Okay, good. So anyway, there you go. Such a long movie. Really, how long is sorry, let me get caught up here. Anniversary week. Oh, McDowell's coming to me. Gotcha. The thing we're missing is I saw those rated R movies, but edited for TV like Conan and such with the over-the-air TV. Also, some of the movies added scenes to extend the runtime. That's true, Shozama, but I didn't like those. I didn't like watching those because even as a young person, I realized that they were cutting out stuff, and I wanted to see the movie as it was intended to be seen. And I'm talking about even as a young person, it was like I never recorded things off of TV for that same reason. It's like, well, that's not what he says. Like, I was allowed to watch Die Hard. That was, I was 12 when that movie came out. I was probably 13 or 14. I was watching that movie, and then when it came on TV, I'm like, no, this isn't a movie. Screw this. But yeah, Lawrence Kasdan, Wyatt Earp, 190 minutes. 3 hours, 10 minutes is not that bad. Not that bad. Speaking of anniversary, do you and April have any of your movies? Any movies special to both of you? First date or something? The movie that is probably the one is Labyrinth. Labyrinth is the movie that, yeah. In fact, first time that we hung out and it was just us, we started watching Labyrinth, and we didn't see the second half because, yeah, things happened all the way up to and but not including the things, the things, look, it's trying to be chivalrous and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, a lot of things. But it was fun. It's fun. And Labyrinth is definitely one of ours. Princess Bride. Star Wars, really, when it comes to the original Star Wars trilogy, we were dating before episode 1 came out. And let's see, it was December 98. And then, of course, I was getting back into Star Wars at that point because of Phantom Menace coming out. And she had never seen them. So yeah, those are special to us. Yeah, and I mean, I remember the first time when I saw the early screening of Blair Witch Project. April was with me, so we got to see that before it was released. I mean, it was like 2 or 3 months before it came into theaters, if I remember correctly. I can't remember exactly, but that was a big deal for me because it's like, oh, I got to see it early. Good Will Hunting was another one that I got to see way before it was released in theaters. And yeah, it was good. She didn't really like it, but I did. I loved it. In fact, I still love Blair Witch Project, and I kind of want to buy that second sight. I might have to pre-order that. Muffin Hands likes Buster. She does. Jackie Chan loves and is inspired by Buster Keaton. Yes. There are things that man, there are things that he does that is shocking. Shocking. Like shockingly cool. Like, I can't believe they pulled that off. Like, amazing. I love Kino Lorber. They're the best with silence and other older films. Yeah, Kino Lorber is definitely, I might have more Kino Lorber releases than, no, probably not more than Criterion. I have a lot of Criterions. I have a lot of Arrows. But those are way up there. No, not Macbeth. It's McDowell's. No! The slipcase is a big deal. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I mean, for something like that, where, it's not like Macbeth is probably going to be one of these, oh my God, you see Macbeth is going for like $75. Yeah. They have a great release of the original Metropolis. Yeah, I like Kino. But here's the thing. There's a lot of those movies where it's like, I just want to see them. I just want to see the movie. And I wish there was a good way to do sort of a Netflix where you actually, send the movies in and all that kind of stuff. But it's all like super catalog stuff like what Arrow does and what Criterion does, what Kino Lorber does, where you get to see all the special features and stuff without buying the disc, because there's so many of them where I'm like, okay, I'm glad I watched the movie, but I don't know if I needed to spend $20 to own it. You know, like Until the End of the World, Vim Vendors, I don't know exactly how you say it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. What I'm trying to say is that's a movie where I'm glad I watched it, but I don't think I'll ever watch that one again, you know? So, I don't know. So it'd be cool if there was what do you call that? I don't even know. It's like a Netflix, but for arty movies, arty shit. I don't know. 3 hours and 10 minutes, Ricky. Yes. Labyrinth is that jam. Get me out of here. Well, see, that for us, it was, I guess that's the same. That's underground, right? But, you know, you remind me of the babe. What babe? The babe with the power. What power? Power of voodoo. Who do you do? Do what? Remind me of the babe. That stuff, right? Come on. I tried to watch Labyrinth, but I got a little lost. Doom. It's a good one. That's a good one, Bucho. I got to watch at least 31 horror movies this month. It's a tradition. Carbonite, that is wow. Yeah. I'm gonna watch some horror movies this month because that's the thing. I was looking at the release schedule and I'm like, there are so few movies that I care about this month that I want to go to the theater to see. I mean, of course that can change. You know, you see a trailer and you go, oh no, yeah, now I really want to see that. But I'm looking at the release schedule and I'm like Smile 2, I'm sorry, I don't care. I don't care about movies like that. Venom 3? I didn't even watch Venom 2. So I don't know. Anyway, that Arrow release of Silence of the Lambs, though, whoo boy, I need to get that. In fact, I'm not going to pre-order it now because that would be silly. Or not pre-order, but I'm going to put it on my list. Silence, because I need to make sure that I keep an eye on it. 4K. I see. I should be using what's his name? Vinny's stuff. See, no. There we go. Oh, is it? Ooh, are they sold out? This is currently unavailable. Well, I'll just have to. I'll have to get that somehow, some way. Oh yes, because you guys have heard that I have a lifelong, almost lifelong crush on Jodie Foster. And yes, I know she's married to a woman. I don't care. I think she's gorgeous, and I think she's a terrific actress. Everything about her I like. So sue me. Sue me. I hope she doesn't sue me. Please, Jodie, don't sue me because I think you're awesome. She wouldn't sue me for that, right? She'd be like, "Oh, I'm going to sue my fans." No, that's not going to happen. But yeah, I need it in 4K. Kino has some movies on streaming retailers, and they have Kino Film Collection for $5.99 a month or $59.99 a year. Now, what was I seeing? I saw something where, is it MHZ? I need to look into that. Because that might be a streaming service that I actually pay for myself. Terrifier 3. Dude, I'll be honest, man. Those kind of movies, I don't have any interest. You know, I have negative interest in movies like that. Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing for people who like that stuff. I've never liked that stuff. So yeah, Terrifier 3 is not gonna be for me. I might watch Nosferatu. Now that one I want to see because it's Robert Eggers, and I know that story very, very well. So yeah, I want to see that. There's not much I'm interested in watching at the theaters. I think the next movie that I'm really pumped for is Gladiator 2. I don't know. What was that? I don't know. But Matt Walls, hi. How's it going? MHZ is more TV from around the world. Oh, well, now I still, there was something, there was a lot of stuff. Oh, that's what it was. You remember Knights of Old? He hasn't been here in a while, probably because I never finished Babylon Berlin. But Babylon Berlin is something that's always like in my head and going, I want to see that. I want to see the rest of it. But I just didn't have time to watch 3 seasons in 12 days or whatever. And it's because it's all my fault. I put it off. I'm at fault. But I still want to see it, right? Because I was intrigued by it. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that's also over at it is Kino Lorber, I believe, that released those on Blu-ray. I don't think they're on the sale, but they do have them. Anyway, yeah, apparently all of that is on MHZ or megahertz, right? I don't know. I never understood the hype for the Terrifier movies. I've seen them, and I'm just there bored because they're just gory to be gory, and that's it. That's just not my thing. It's not my thing. I mean, I love practical effects and all that kind of stuff, but yeah, there's got to be. It's to me, it's the same. It for me, if I'm not gonna like a movie, it's most likely because the story sucks. It's kind of like the story can help so many things. It can help with like budget problems, acting problems. A lot of that stuff can be forgiven if the story is solid. You know, that's kind of how I look at it. And a movie like that doesn't have story. It's basically horror porn, and it's just there you go. That's why porn sucks. No story. I hear Joker 2 sucks. I mean, look, I almost went last night, even though April was not interested. She was not interested in the movie, but she said, if you want to go see it, you probably should because you'll probably get, a pretty good amount of views on it. And I'm like, yeah, but I just have no interest in it. As time went on, I found myself less interested in it every time I saw the trailer. And I'm just kind of like, I just don't care because I didn't really like the first movie. So why would I go see the sequel? But I'm kind of kicking myself because I did kind of want to see it in IMAX, and I know it'd probably be gorgeous and all that kind of stuff. But man, I just don't know. I just don't know. So I don't know. Terrifier movies are okay. I'm more into ghost, demon, psychological horror. Some movies on megahertz, right? Rachel. Welcome, Rachel. Good to see you. You missed me? Well, I missed you. But there you go. Look who's jokering too. That's why I don't like John Wick. Way too long and the story sucks. I mean, Carbonite, yeah, I can see that. I can see that. But like, there were a couple of them. Like, I like the last one, whichever one was it 4? Were there 4? I like the last one. I like the first one. The second and third one were kind of like, okay, that's fun, but yeah, don't want to see it again. Babylon Balloon is on sale, not half off, about 33% off. Yeah, and those are, I feel like I need to see them before I buy them, because what if I get through the first season and I go, it's not for me. And then I've bought, because I think seasons 1 and 2 are in are come together, and then season 3, and then season 4, I think is just like recently come out. Anyway. I thought about going to watch Joker 2, but Rachel has no interest in it either, and it kind of makes me not feel motivated to either. Pixel, I get that. And I know you don't mean that, Rachel, because how could it? But yeah, yeah. I'm the same way. I knew April wasn't going to be into it, and it has to be something I'm really. The thing was, man, I was you don't understand. On the way to go see Megalopolis, I was hyped. I was like, man, I hope this is good. I hope this is awesome. And it just wasn't. But it's what happens sometimes. Look who's jokering too. When you were talking about Jodie Foster, I thought for sure you were going to say Timothy Chalamet. Well, here's the thing. Timothy Chalamet is another one of those actors. Okay. His Bob Dylan thing, I want to see that. I can't remember what it's called, but I want to see that. Because I like Bob Dylan. You know what? Here's a thing for all of you it's not the same Rachel. No. And not Rachel from Blade Runner either. But for all of you Shady J fans, right? You go to the Shady J streams, pretty much anytime somebody talks about music I hate, he always talks about how he hates Stevie Nicks. Well, this weekend on my 8-mile hike, 8 miles, took us, I don't remember how long it took, but I can see. I'll show you that. There's nothing in there that is that weird. There you go. Took us almost, 3 hours with breaks to go 8.1 miles. Biggity bam. Anyway, during that hike, I listened to the special edition, longer lives and all that kind of stuff of Fleetwood Mac's Rumors. I'd never heard the album before, and holy crap, there's some bangers on that. I love it. I think it's great. So, in my opinion, his opinion is wrong. Just flat out wrong. Fleetwood Mac is objectively a great band. And if you don't like Fleetwood Mac, you're wrong. I'm kidding. I'm not like that, right? I almost wanted to bring up I don't remember what I was going to bring up, but I was going to fade in very slowly just an image from Revenge of the Sith where he says if you're not with me, then you're my enemy. Only a Sith deals in absolutes. Right? But just a shot to say that, right? Anyway, I like them. I like Fleetwood Mac. I like Rumors. I think it's awesome. So, but the thing is look, Jay doesn't like Fleetwood Mac. He doesn't like Nirvana. I apparently love Fleetwood Mac, and I have loved Nirvana since I heard Smells Like Teen Spirit the first time. And that was another one where one of my friends had I don't know if his brother worked at a radio station or something, but he had like albums before they came out, like promo versions of the albums. And so I heard what was their first album? Bleach. I heard Bleach before Smells Like Teen Spirit came out. And then he had Nevermind before it was on, like before it hit MTV and stuff. Because I remember going, this is awesome. I love Nirvana. And then Nirvana blows up and all that stuff. And I was like, oh, cool. I was never one of those people who's like, stop liking a band when they become popular. Like, oh, it's just for me. It's not for anyone else, But I loved it. I've loved Nirvana for a long time. Long time. So yeah, I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't get it. But look, we like some of the same music, and then he goes off with all of his. I'll be honest. I know. Bucho loves it when I'm honest. I am not a big fan of rap and R&B in general. I don't typically like it, but there are some that I really, really love. But he likes a lot of it, and it's just not my thing. It was never my thing. And then, what's weird is when I was growing up, I had like 3 sort of groups of friends. Some liked country, some liked the rap and the R&B and the the kind of the pop stuff at the time. And then another group liked the the heavier stuff, right? The more alternative Metallica, not the Metallica's alternative, but you know what I mean, like more rock, right? So there was the rock side, country side, and R&B rap side. And I listened to all of it. And I actually have albums from all of it. But rock and R&B, that's or rock and alternative stuff. And then I got into industrial, and then I got into electronic. So it got further and further to me, it got further and further away from the R&B and the country. But then it's weird because sometimes they would intersect, right? Where, an arm or a it was a rap song with the 9 Inch Nails thing, and then Johnny Cash did Hurt. And it was like all of this weird kind of jumping around, which was kind of cool. But for me, it was more rock and alternative. That's kind of where I stayed. And then, of course, now I don't know what you'd call me because I like classic rock. I like more electronic stuff. That's me. Anyway, have I seen the anime movie Metropolis from 2001? It's not. It's going to be in the theaters in November for 3 days. I have not seen this. I saw that you posted, but I did not. I did not see it. You got the Eye of the Hiking Tiger. Well, Bucho, here's the thing. If you want to know, the biggest issue right now is trying to find a, and this is something I'm gonna have to ask my doctor about. I need to find a protation. I need to find a protein, caffeine, uh, hydration, protein and hydration, protration. I need some protration, protein, hydration, caffeine, all that stuff, right? To give me energy so I can do these crazy long hikes, right? I want to do all that. I'm going to do all that. So I've got to find a solution that actually works with my body. Because the biggest issue is about, I don't know, a mile away from our car. My body went, it's time to poop. And I'm like, I don't have a bathroom nearby. So you're going to have to wait. Now that was only 8 miles. Now imagine if I'm in the middle of the Grand Frickin' Canyon and you know what I'm talking about? The bubble guts. And you go, oh no, I've got to figure out something. So I've got to figure out something. So protein, hydration. Hydration isn't that big of a deal. Great Gatorades and waters typically just, peeing is one thing. Peeing is not that big of a deal. It's the other stuff that I got to be careful of. And if I'm going to be walking / hiking / whatever for approximately 14 hours, I'm going to have to figure that out. So, but Shozama, I will need more information about Metropolis before I make a, what do you call it? Before I commit to going to see it in the theater. I hear so many people praise Johnny Cash, and I don't like his music at all. I like a couple of songs. I really get irritated when people talk about Johnny Cash's Hurt as, oh man, it's such a great song. I can't believe blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, 9 Inch Nails, 94, Downward Spiral, last track. That's the version. But I hate country music, and I'm from Alabama. The new country music here the last 10 years has ruined all of it for me. I mean, I can see that too, because it's very pop, There's a lot of, it's like, oh, let's make it really poppy, but then every now and then, and you're like, okay, that doesn't, okay, whatever. The thing is, I've basically left. I actually liked a lot of the country in the mid 90s, some of it. And then I think what ruined it is that I heard Friends in Low Places 7,500 times. You want to talk about somebody that I'm sick of? It's definitely Garth Brooks. And I mean, look, rest in peace and all, but Jimmy Buffett, I never want to hear Margaritaville ever again. Ever again. I hate that song. Um, I mean, there's just a few of them that I just don't. And the thing that I always used to hate is that people assumed that I like country music because I'm from Texas. Screw you, man. You know, I don't know. I don't like that. But anyway, oh, I want to know. I, with zero hyperbole, love that you're into the hiking now. Well, I appreciate that, Bucho, and it's fun. It really is. It can be. It's an amazing thing, and I almost get into a Zen state. But what was weird was in the middle of the hike. I say the middle. It's probably getting close to the end where the whole started happening, right? And I'm like, just hold on a little bit longer, buddy. You know what I mean? Um, I lost complete connection to because I didn't download any of my music, so I lost complete connection. So I had to basically just focus on walking and hiking and not, you know what I mean? And it's weird how when you're in that kind of Zen mode, you're listening to music and all that while you're hiking, it you don't feel the pain, but as soon as it gets cut off, it's almost like your body wakes up and goes, "Oh, hey, this really hurts." It's a weird thing. And I've been kind of yesterday I was really sore. Cuz we hiked on Saturday. Sunday and Monday I was pretty I wouldn't say sore. It was tight. Everything was tight, you know, but it wasn't nearly as bad as last weekend. We did a 4 mile hike, but it was moderate, you know. It was not a difficult. I won't say anything that we've done is difficult, but it's definitely harder on your body and it was hotter. So, yeah. But it was everything felt tight, you know? It was just yeah. We saw Lindemann, lead singer of Rammstein's band, on Sunday. It was so good, and I'm proud of you for the hikes. Thank you, Rachel. I appreciate that. And that's cool. I've never been a big Rammstein fan. I mean, of course, the one big song, that one. I mean, come on. Who doesn't like that one? But it's just not my thing. But I'm happy you like it. Anyway, Matt, I don't like country, and I'm in Texas. There you go. We get annoyed about the Hurt song too, like it's his song, duh. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. It's just like I don't know. 90s was great for country music. It was. I mean that mid 90s, early to mid, yeah. But as soon as cuz 94, that was my graduation year. I was supposed to go to Lollapalooza that year. Nirvana was supposed to headline. Then he passed away, died, shot himself, whatever you want to say. Uh, and I don't know, something happened, something clicked. And then, of course, I started listening to Nine Inch Nails, and then it was all over. There was no chance. But every now and then, there'll be a country song that's like, wow, that's a really well written song. I like that. But like, what was the most recent one that pissed me off? Fast Car. I don't know who the dude is that remade it. But when I heard it, I'm like, no. You are no Tracy Chapman. Tracy Chapman is badass. I love everything I've ever heard from Tracy Chapman. But to hear somebody else sing that song, it just felt wrong. Now, the only good thing is having her on the award show and they kind of sang it together and all that stuff. It brought a lot of attention to Tracy Chapman, so it kind of boosted her career, which I kind of like. But man, it just pissed me off when I heard Tracy Chapman. It wasn't Tracy Chapman singing Fast Car. Fast Car is like, oh my God, it's such a good song. And she sings it with, God, I love the tinge of sadness through that whole song. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. But anyway, Griffian. Hello, Griffian. Griffian. Hi, Griffian. Because we're about to go into, since again, not a whole lot going on in the movie industry other than, hey, Megalopolis is tanking. So is Transformers 1. Even though it's got a really, really high critic score and a really, really high audience score, it's not making any money. And oh yeah, Beetlejuice is still making money. Oh, and The Wild Robot came out. Yay. That's pretty much all that's going on. I was born in 94. Wow, Matt Walls. But here's the thing. I don't know. I don't know what I was going to say. That's all that, I mean, that's cool though. That's cool that you're here. You know, you're, and we can talk movies. We can still, you know, we can, I was going to say interface, but that sounds slightly sexual and I didn't mean it to sound that way. But anyway, I've never liked country, but here recently I've started listening to some of the older stuff, like from the 70s. Don't know the names or the titles of the songs, but some of that is really good. Yeah, I like a lot of the old country stuff. The older country stuff, I should say. I've never really been into like the Hank Williams, you know, all that stuff. I mean, it's fine. But I kind of like that that 70s, 80s country. But then I don't know. The thing is though, I would rather listen to somebody, you know, rocking. You know what I mean? I wasn't born in 94, but I was bored in 94. Okay. So let's go into some things. First off, I know not everybody is in the Discord, which is fine. You don't have to be. If you don't want to be in the Discord, that's fine. I get it. Especially if you join one Discord server and you try to keep up with it. And it's like, oh my God, I've got all these servers and they're all posting like crazy. I can't keep up with everything. I get it. But I did post this because I thought it was kind of cool because this was our anniversary weekend. We were messing around with stuff. So we went hiking. We went historical marker hunting, which we talked about, which was really fun. I got to try the what do you call it? The Coke Oreos. Those were pretty interesting. But anyway, April bought a laser cutter thing, and this is what we made. So the idea was that she had was, let's do it where every letter or number, there's a different thing in there that kind of represents you. And I was like, oh, that's a cool idea. And she goes, well, and I said, well, what do you have in mind? And she goes, well, I don't know, maybe something from Star Wars and then something from this. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I'll just find some stuff. I'll mess around. Let's see what happens. So each one is a different symbol or logo or something that I like, right? So the first one is, of course, Star Wars. It's the Empire symbol. The second one may not be immediately what do you call it? Identifiable, but that is the owl from the Tyrell Corporation from Blade Runner. Of course, the third one is I tried to use the Weyland-Yutani logo, but it didn't show up very well. So I used the Weyland Corp logo from Prometheus. And by the way, the E, the Y, and the, I think it's the E, the Y, the L, and the D are not connected to anything. So it just cut them out and it fell. And then I had to try to, you know, just for this picture, try to get it kind of close. It's not really that close, but I got it kind of close. And then, of course, in the E is the Hyrule logo. And the R is the Ka symbol from the Dark Tower. And the 4 is the Tree of Gondor from, of course, Lord of the Rings. And then, of course, the Nine Inch Nails logo in the 2. I think it's cool, but I think it's way too busy. Like, there's just too much going on. Like, do I have... I think I have... Yeah, it's not perfect. And I think it's just too busy. Oh my God, that's huge. Wow. Okay. We'll get it. We'll get it. It's just, it's so damn big. Okay. Oh my gosh, it's so huge. How many times have you heard that in your life? It's so huge. Yeah. Oh my God, it's still too big. But there you go. That's the, I guess the whatever. There you go. It's cool. It's just too busy. And again, more than anything, it was just a test. It was just a test to see if this would work. And it is cool. I like it. but I don't know if it's anything that. And it took forever. It took forever to cut it all that out. So, but there you go. 90s were great for square RPGs. Oh yeah. I have a few movies to catch up on before they leave the theater. Beetlejuice, Megalopolis, Devara Part 1, and Lee. Well, you need to get on Megalopolis before next week. Because in week 3, they're pulling the crap out of that movie. Because from the way that it looks, if you look at the listings, there's only 2 showings per theater in every theater around, in my area. And typically when you see that, that's because there's a they made a deal with the distributor to have it in so many theaters and so many showings per complex. But as soon as the same thing happened with The Crow. The Crow lost 2,400 theaters in week 3. Both bombs, right? Megalopolis is in week 3, it's going to go to almost nothing. So if you want to see Megalopolis in the theater, you have to see it in the next week, because they're going to pull it quickly, just as a warning. Let's see. No D&D this weekend, so time to head to the movies. Yes. How many years is again? 24. 24 years we've been married. Yes. Yes. Get that as a digital logo. So y'all like that. Totally thought the Nin thing was supposed to be Nintendo. Yeah, it's 9 Inch Nails, because 9 Inch Nails is like, I love 9 Inch Nails. Be right back. Closing up and driving home. Yeah. Well, hopefully Ricky's back by the time it's time to show this movie clip that I might get claimed for. Heard that in a porta potty for sure. What was in a porta potty? It's a copyright nightmare. Yeah. Oh, Griffian, absolutely. It's not something I could like sell, but it was something that I thought was, she, again, as a test, she's like, I think it'd be cool. And especially if it's just something that I make for myself, cool. And it's about that big. So with my face as a scale, there you go. It's about that big. It's super cool and I like it, but man, it's busy. And especially if you don't know what it is, Glad I rewatched Howl's Moving Castle this past Friday. It was a full crowd. And see, that's cool to hear. And see, the thing was, I heard that so many people that went and saw Megalopolis, that there were like 2 people in the theater with them, and that like somebody commented that it was me, and he said it was me and my wife and 2 other people in the theater, and they walked out after about 45 minutes. And I'm like, wow. So yeah, $4 million. Can you believe? Can you imagine putting your heart and soul into something? I mean, regardless of quality, you put your heart and soul into something, right? You put up a bunch of money of your own money to get this thing distributed. You put it out there and it makes what? Almost 1% of the budget back. I mean that. But anyway, I'm glad that you enjoyed Howl's Moving Castle. I've never seen that one. In fact, I've only seen a handful of Studio Ghibli movies, and I need to see them. Studio Ghibli, whatever. A little keychain would be cool. Okay, now that's an idea, because I don't think I have it in here. She did the first test that she used on that little wood thing was like an Order 42 about that big. And mainly she just keeps using Order 42 stuff because it's an interesting logo and it's got some detail to it, and it's not just a piece of clip art. So she's been doing a bunch of Order 42 stuff. I mean, that's how that happened. She was like, I need something to do. And I'm like, hey. So she painted that. She's very talented. Very talented. That was huge. Porta potty chat. I'm still not sure what that means. Did they do Megalopolis a long time ago? Wasn't it a silent film? Metropolis is the movie I think you're thinking of, Griffian. I mean, I'm not in your brain, but I think that's what you're thinking of. I think that's what. Sorry, I don't know why I kept saying that. Um. So okay, movies, books, movies. So okay, we did movies I purchased. Here are some books that I've been reading, and then we'll get into the movies I watched this week. I'm not going to record it. I'm not going to put it out because spoiler alert, or not spoiler alert. News flash, whatever. Nobody's watching them. I mean, very few people are watching them. So I'm like, why? Why? Well, I'll just come up with something else to put out. But yeah, um, yeah. So first up, Mistborn. I finished the Mistborn trilogy, the first three books in the Mistborn, whatever, in the Cosmere. Uh, I gotta say, I was the at the I would say the first two books were great. About halfway through the third book, I'm kind of like, I don't know, this is kind of like this isn't doing it for me. But the last half of the third book was awesome, and I keep thinking, why hasn't this been made into at least an animated series? Because this story is great. It's got so much depth. It's good. It's good, and I love the ending. And yeah, I thought it was great. I'm glad I'm reading them. Of course, the next book in the series, at least publishing order, because that's how I'm reading Sanderson, is publishing order. I think is it Warbreaker? Is that the name of it? War War Fluffer? War Fluffer? Is that the name? Warbreaker is the next book that I will be reading of Sanderson. So yeah, I enjoyed that. And then after this, I mean, that was, let's be honest, Sanderson's not, you know, a, it's not, I mean, it's not hard, difficult reading. It's just long, right? He is kind of wordy. So it was kind of nice to step back a little bit and read something simple and just kind of fun. Letters from Father Christmas, J.R.R. Tolkien. This was in the same. Okay, so Warbreaker is in the Cosmere, not the same world. Gotcha. Thank you, Griffian. I'm glad you were here so you could hear that. Yes, I really enjoyed it. But this was exactly what it sounds like. So when his kids were growing up, they wrote to Santa and he wrote them back. And over the years, they got more and more, like, he would tell more and more about like what life is like in the North Pole. And it was great. It was cute, and there were pictures, the drawings that he would do. It was pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. So I enjoyed this. It was, like I said, a very quick read. I read this in one day. So very, very quick read. Yeah, I would recommend it if you're into things. And the next book that I'm reading is the final book in my King Arthur read through. So I read La Morte d'Arthur, which is, of course, the original. I read Once and Future King, which was sort of a mid 1900s sort of update, a little bit more modern telling of King Arthur stories. And now the great book of King Arthur and his Knights of the Round Table, written by John Matthews, forward by Neil Gaiman, and illustrated by John Howe. This is basically telling stories around that like not even Thomas Mallory wrote. So it's been really, really interesting. And the artwork is by John Howe, is gorgeous. This is a fun book. I'm enjoying it. And again, there's stories that I'd never heard of before, which was interesting. I mean, just look at gorgeous, gorgeous, and a very, very nice book. And if memory serves, this was cheap on Amazon. So if you're interested, if you like King Arthur and you're interested in reading about King Arthur and stuff, this is a cool book. So far, I'm really enjoying it. I'm about, I don't know, about 15-20% in. I don't know how far I am, but it's good. I like it. Yeah, John Howe is amazing for sure. Get that get that for your wife. She loves Christmas books. Oh, it's so adorable because he writes to his children, and you know that he's using stuff that his kids said in their letters to Santa in his replies to them. But it's like he draws these little pictures, and I'm like, man, that's awesome. It's just great. If you it's great. You should read it. And it's not expensive. I think it comes in paperback too. But there you go. I linked in Discord about Nosferatu with Radiohead, a silence synced film. Okay. I love Radiohead. So this next movie that I watched this week, it's an interesting movie. I I liked it, didn't love it. It's from a director that I love, an actor that I love, but it just didn't connect with me. And that is Michael Mann's Ferrari. Now here's the thing. I didn't actually watch the Blu-ray because it was available in 4K with Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos on Hulu. Now, if you remember, when this first got released on Blu-ray, there was no 4K. And I should say there was no 4K in the United States. But now, apparently Shout Factory is doing a version of this. House of Gucci was the same way. So it was released on Blu-ray only in the States. And then later on, a 4K came from one of the boutique manufacturers. They're doing the exact same thing with the Holdovers. So the Holdovers last year came out on Blu-ray, but not 4K. This Christmas, it's going to be on 4K. And I don't remember I think that might be Shout as well. But I don't understand. I mean, I do. I kind of understand because Blu-rays are cheaper to produce and all that kind of stuff. But it just kind of sucks that, you know, now there's a 4K of this, but when I bought it, there was a Blu-ray only. I don't know. But anyway, the movie's interesting. And it's more about him than it is about the cars. It's more about him than it is about the race. What race was it? Mille Meglia? So the last Mille Meglia race was in 1957. And yeah. But yeah, it's Penelope Cruz is actually really good in this. I've never really cared for her, but she's actually really good in this. And I think my guy, see, Adam Driver and Timothy Chalamet are two actors that I'm like, I kind of want to see everything they've ever done because I love them. But yeah, this one's just fine. I didn't find anything like, I don't know. It just didn't come together for me. I wish we could get more movies about cars and racing. No one makes them. But we're getting that F1 movie from Brad Pitt next year. That looks good. And of course, if you haven't seen Ford v Ferrari, oh my God, you need to see that movie. James Mangold directed, Brad Pitt, Christian Bale. Oh my God. I love that movie. That's a movie I need on 4K because I own it digitally, but I don't have the 4K. I need that because I know the sound. Because that's the thing about Ferrari. The sound was great. The sound was great. Even on Hulu, it was great. I know it would be even better. It's probably better on the Blu-ray. But since it was in 4K, I was like, what's that? Is it a Dolby Atmos? Oh, it is Dolby Atmos. I probably should have watched this on Blu-ray. Anyway, that's that. Then we come into, well, we're now in that interesting place where I've got a bunch of box sets to go through. And the first one is the Brave Archer Collection. Now, here's the thing that I want to say about the Brave Archer Collection. I want to show you something. Here is, I believe, the poster art for the Brave Archer. In this 5-movie collection, he never uses a bow and arrow. So he's not an archer. But here's the thing. It was based on a book. The book was The Brave Archer. Of course, they can use the archery and all that kind of stuff in a book because you don't have to pay for the bows and arrows and the arrows to hit spots and all that stuff. The budget was low, so of course they didn't do that. But here's the thing. The first 3 are almost like they tell a pretty straightforward, it's a trilogy of movies. 1, 2, and I'm sorry. The Brave Archer, The Brave Archer 2, The Brave Archer 3. Those 3 tell a continuous story. But then the 4th movie is The Brave Archer and His Mate. And it focuses on the son of a villain in the previous movies. Okay, that's what the focus is. But a lot of the same characters are there. Some of them change roles. So some of the same actors are in the movie, but they change roles. I enjoyed the first 2 pretty well. The third one, I was kind of like, okay, let's I'm kind of getting tired of The Brave Archer. Let's move on to a different style movie, right? 4th movie, same kind of thing, and I'm kind of like, okay. But then the last movie is not technically in the saga, the storytelling, but this is where, by the way, movie clip is coming. Because it's from this movie, Little Dragon Maiden. Now, what I want to tell you about this movie is that it's very, by the way, all of them are kind of like the wuxia style, like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. So, there's a lot of wire work, stuff like that, right? This movie is a certain kind of movie until about the 2/3 mark. And then things go insane. So what I want to do is I want to show you a clip from Little Dragon Maiden that, again, might get the whole stream claimed, but I owe it to you to show you what I experienced with this movie. Are we ready for this clip of Little Dragon Maiden? You don't need to know anything. You got a good guy, you got a bad guy, and things happen, okay? So here we go. Are you ready? Are you ready for this clip? I'm telling you, if memes don't come out of this clip, I'm going to be very disappointed in everyone. Okay, so I'm going to mute, and then we're going to start the clip. You ready? So I'm going to mute right now, so now... What? What the hell was that? What the hell was that? Please. I don't even know. I don't even know what to. I mean, wow. It was that was insane. Okay, that was insane, and yeah, that was so good. It was bad, and so bad it became good again. Yeah. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. Wait. I have Ford v Ferrari, but it's okay to me. I'm not into that kind of racing much. I loved it. I love that. This is amazing. Okay, this is what you guys said. This is amazing. This reminds me of the Japanese Spider-Man movies. This is fantastic. Laughing my ass off. Just a normal day in Japan. Billy, welcome. I love that so much. I love it. Hey, if you follow UAPs, this tracks UAP in martial arts films. Yes. Laughing my ass off. That was so good it was bad. At the beginning, yes. You're slightly turned on. Look, there's so many things that are great about that. Number one, the guy's got a swastika on his head. I don't know. I mean, I'm guessing it doesn't mean, Nazi Germany, for when this is set. But then they fight. They cut a bird in half, which that was a thing. Let's see. Then the guy falls down a cliff. His family looks over the edge like, oh, oh, it's nothing. Like, what? Oh, hey, what are you doing down there? The bird catches him. The condor, by the way, it's a condor. The thing that is sliced, this spinny crow looking whatever the hell thing that he has, which makes an awful sound, by the way. Was that sound awful? Anyway, it's spinning and it's cutting all kinds of things. I mean, there was a part which I didn't show you where a man was cut in half with it. Like, I think he's flying through the air. He throws the thing and the guy splits apart. Okay. Yet it hits this bird's beak and it just glances off. And then he jumps off, spins, and the man explodes. But I'm sorry. We're not done. Goes to the woman and says, "Are you okay?" And she shakes her head no. and the music is playing. Look. I was laughing so hard that I was like, this is one of the greatest things what? And again, there's a 5-disc set here, right? There's 5 discs. None of the weird, crazy crap is in these movies. So this final movie, they just decided, screw it, we're going insane. I just don't get it. I don't understand. I don't understand. But there you go. The Brave Archer collection. Done. So this one is the weird, like I said, the most confusing thing is Little Dragon Maiden, by the way, is the name of the movie. I don't know if it's available in any other way, but it was in this set, which this set is exclusive to Shout Factory's website. Can't get it anywhere else. It's not available on Amazon. I'm sure you can probably get it on eBay, but it's going to be more expensive than it would be to just buy it from Shout. But the thing is, I got a good deal. Not only were they running a sale, but I got a percentage off because of something. Anyway, I got it a lot cheaper than it is now. But the thing is I don't know if you know this, but I'm not from this part of the world. So there's a lot of names that are confusing to me and hard to keep track of. And then between movies, they switch actors. And they're constantly switching actors out. And then in the 4th movie, the actor that was playing the main character in the previous 3 movies is now playing the son of the villain. It's very confusing. And then one of the bad guys is now the good guy. Whatever. And then, like I said, that last one was just batshit crazy. So there you go. Little Dragon Maiden. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it doesn't, mean that my stream's going to be claimed. But hey, if it does, it was worth it so that you guys could see that. There you go. Used to be a symbol of peace in Asia, then Germany used it in World War II. Ah, okay. When I went to South Korea, the Buddhist temples still have them on the walls. I love how the bird is just walking around and still flapping its wings while it does it. Oh, see, I didn't show you the part where the sword that he's using is like an ancient sword that's been protected by this condor. And the condor couldn't fly, but the condor taught him how to use it by tossing rocks at him, like kicking rocks at him. So he trains with condor at one point. So yeah, it was strange. It was a very strange movie. And again, all of that happens in the last third of the movie. The first two parts are like, okay, or the first two, and here's another thing. The first four movies are in very Shaw Brothers kind of style. A lot of the movies are shot on a stage, and so they're not in, you got studio lighting and all that kind of stuff, right? Little Dragon Maiden, a lot of it was shot outside, and the movie it almost works better in a way. And what's even stranger is that April came in while I was watching one of them. I don't know which one, and she goes, "Wow, when was this movie made?" And I said like 1977, and she goes, "Wow, that looks amazing." And I'm like, "That's that Panasonic UB820." I almost said bitch, but I wouldn't call my wife that because she would beat the crap out of me if I said that. I actually have called her that a couple of times jokingly, and she takes it as a joke, but then she's like, never call me that. I'm like, no, I don't. But yeah, so Little Dragon Maiden, if you wanna watch this movie, it's just insane. That movie's insane. It's much more magical and mystical than the previous movies. So it's almost like they said, okay, we're gonna take some ideas that you guys were doing over here, and we're just gonna go crazy over here, and that's what they did. I don't know, it's weird, but there is one. Actually, let me do this. Let me hit this, and then let me hit this. Yes, and then let me do this, and yes. Okay. There is one final movie that I watched last night. I've never seen it before, and it's a movie that I believe this could be wrong. Okay, this could be completely wrong, but I'm pretty sure Max Shozama said you need to watch this movie. Actually, did he mention it right there? No, he didn't mention it. But this is a movie that Little Dragon Maiden is the name of the movie. Yes, that's it. But I watched for the first time Paris, Texas. Another Wim Wenders movie. It is Wim Wenders. That's how you pronounce it, right? I could be wrong. But I'd never seen this. Starring Harry Dean Stanton. It's got Natasha Kinski in it, along with Dean Stockwell, whom you might know from Quantum Leap. That's really the only thing I'd ever seen him in. And then, of course, seeing David Lynch's Dune, I'm like, oh, he's in Dune. Yeah, he's been in a lot of things. For the first, I would say 3/4 of this movie, I was kind of like, okay, I understand. This is a very methodical, plotting sort of movie where it almost feels like we're just in the day in the life kind of thing. It was kind of captivating, but it was also kind of like, man, I don't know if many people from today with today's attention span could really dig this movie. And then the end happens. And I was like, wow. So now I understand why people revere this movie. I now understand why it's in the Criterion Collection. And I understand why Wim Wenders became sort of a big deal. Because this movie is something else. It's a slice of American life in a weird way. And even though there are scenes where it looks a little dated, it still feels sort of modern. Especially if you go into, drive around in Texas. But this is kind of one of those weird movies, man, that you hated it. Okay. I can understand it. Like, I completely understand why somebody could say, I hate this movie. Nothing happened. But you know what? I ended up enjoying it. Now, oh, you haven't seen it. Okay. Thanks, Ricky. Thanks. Now, I will say that I don't see the need to own this movie, but I'm really glad that I watched it. You should do a movie show where it's known up front you're going to spoil it. Like up front, you make it known, then talk about all the cool parts. Yeah, I could probably do that. In fact, I could probably do a review of Paris, Texas, where I'm like, hey, here's why you should watch it, and then here's all the spoilers. And that's what I try to do for most of my movies, but this movie is like, have you seen this, Griffian? Because this was crazy. This was a crazy ending to a movie. You haven't seen it. Okay. It was interesting. A review of Overboard. Wraith. Welcome, Wraith. Wraith, I'm sorry that you missed out on the amazing clip that we showed of a movie called Little Dragon Maiden. Go back a little bit and you can see this amazing clip. But anyway, there you go. I saw those are all the movies that I watched. Oh, I know Kurt and Goldie Hawn. I know Kurt Russell, Goldie Hawn, 1987, I believe. Where, oops. I don't want to show it again. Give me a second. I don't want to show that again because if it does get claimed, I don't want to have to change two things. So there you go. Show it again. It's amazing. You really want to see it again? Okay, you know what? Screw it. We'll show it again. Again, this is a clip. If you're just getting here, a clip of a movie called Little Dragon Maiden. I mean, I don't see that anybody would claim my video for this, but here we go. Should I do commentary this time? Jumps up and down. Oh my God. Okay. Commentary. Okay. A little bit of commentary. Little bit. So here we go. Again, I've seen this clip many times. So again, fighting. Let's fight. Again, this weird Kroll spinny thing. There's the bird, and then somehow the bird gets cut in half. All right, we're gonna fight a little bit. We're gonna flip around twice. I'm gonna flip over you. Yeah. He kicks him there. Now look, they're nowhere near the cliff. And then kick, and suddenly he's down a cliff. And he's like, hey, what happened there? And there he goes. He's falling, limp. And then there's, look for the wire. And then there he's on the bird. A bird came out of nowhere. Well, I mean, again, if you saw the movie, he trained with this bird. Oh, this thing has cut all kinds of things in half. But no, beak is too strong. And then spin. And then explode. Oh, the woman's hurt. Oh, the woman's hurt. And now look, are you all right? No. She shakes her head no. And then credits roll. Well, there are no credits in Shaw movies. The credits are at the beginning. But there you go. And there you go. Little Dragon Maiden. I'm going to be renting it from Amazon. Okay, well, good. I hope that people enjoy, because that's the thing. It's like it's one kind of movie, and then suddenly he's training with a condor. A man in a suit. And by the way, what made me really kind of, I don't know, excited is the word. But there you go. Look at the top of there. While the stuff with the Dragon Girl is handled well enough, her story is no match for the hero's run-ins with the 6-foot kung fu chicken in the third act. And I went, excuse me? A kung fu chicken? Surely not. And then it happened. So there you go. Little Dragon Maiden. Part of the Brave Archer collection, only available from Shout Factory. There you go. All right. We need to do a kung fu movie in the future? Well, by the way, I want to read Shozama. Let's see, where was that? Nice pre-orders up for Demolition Man 4K, Riddick 4K, Wallace and Gromit 4K. That's a gift set. The Gift 4K, Legends of the Fall 4K, and a Pulp Fiction 4K 30th Anniversary Limited Edition. And going back to the cinema too. That might be interesting to see in the movie theater. I never saw Pulp Fiction in the theater. I saw it on video. In fact, I saw it on VHS, and I rented it from Kroger. Or wait a minute, did I? I think I rented it from Blockbuster. I think I got it from Kroger. When Billy and I were working at Kroger, I think I got it from there. And I remember looking in the back of it to see how long is this. Because I didn't want it to end. Yeah. Okay, show it again. Wraith, actually we haven't talked about Joker 2. I mean a little bit. We'll talk about that in a second. I mentioned it. Let's see, I mentioned it before. Not sure if anyone else mentioned it too. I posted a trailer about getting it 4K restoration and holding off on buying the Blu-ray and physical media. I mentioned Vin Vendors. For Paris, Texas? I just remember somebody talking about Paris, Texas, and I thought it was you. I could have been wrong. But I looked at my movie list, and I didn't see it on there. I just thought it was you. The explosion is fantastic. So insane. You're getting that Pulp Fiction 4K 30th anniversary? Well, see, I have just the regular 4K. I don't need all the extra swag. And I'm guessing, since it's them, that we're not going to get any extra material. But if we do, I've probably seen it. And it's probably available online, so I opted for the Galaxy Quest 4K that went public recently because I have to. That I understand. If you're a big fan of Galaxy Quest, you need to own that because it looks awesome. It does look awesome. Now, let's see. Something that we did not, of course, there's Paris, Texas, but we did not talk about this week. By the way, Sega Steve, I talked about you last week. Was it last week? When we were talking about, when we went to AC's place and you and I talked for like 3 hours. Sega Steve, man, that was really fun. That was really fun, and we should do it again. Hopefully we'll have some time come Retropalooza where we can sit down and have more of a chat. Speaking of 4K, why the hell hasn't Blue Thunder gotten the treatment? I've been harassing Kino Lorber for a year about this. How you doing, brother? I'm doing well. And I think, I mean, let's see. Let's look. Let's look. Blue Thunder. It is close. That is a Columbia release. Is that Columbia? Yeah, Columbia Pictures. So
I appreciated the role in the film, but I was pretty much typecasted as a bird from then on out. It kind of ruined my career.
Thank you for that $5 donation from the Condor. That was great. I kind of want to read that again. I appreciated the role in the film, but I was pretty much typecast as a bird from then on out. It kind of ruined my career. Thank you for that $5 donation from the Condor. Oh. Blue Thunder was licensed from Columbia to Mill Creek last. Well, see, here's the thing though. Now that Sony has kind of taken on a lot of like 4K or disc, Blu-ray, physical media stuff for Disney, you would think that Columbia Pictures would want to release their own. Sony would want to release their own movie. So that's really interesting. So it may not be Kino that's the problem. It may just be Sony, and because they own it, right? But then again, it could be like you said, if they've licensed it out to somebody and they have done nothing with it, that could be the issue because they have some sort of exclusivity deal. It should have come in a suitcase, and when it opens, it glows. Wraith, that would have been awesome for that 4K. That would have been awesome. But yeah, interesting though, and you know what? That is a movie that would really, really be fun in 4K. I heard a rumor that they were in talks to make Blue Thunder happen. Gotcha. Just got my new PC and I'm so ready to make videos. Well, Wraith, do the thing, man. Do the thing. And then Shozama said Paris, Texas wasn't a hard recommend. I was just saying I skipped getting the Blu-ray because the 4K is coming. Okay, well, maybe that was it. And maybe it's because I was intrigued enough by Until the End of the World that I wanted to see more. And of course I have Wings of Desire on my list yet. I have no spoilers. I'm going to watch that pretty soon too. But, I see we talked about books. We didn't talk about this though. Last week. Has anybody been watching The Penguin? The first episode, I was kind of like, okay, pretty good. This last episode, this show's top notch. Top notch, and you need to see it. If you haven't been watching it, Colin Farrell is freaking amazing, and I'm loving the show. This is a really, really good show. So yeah. Yeah. Let's see. BC, welcome BC. Good to see you. By the way, anyone new, if you didn't watch the clip of the movie, you probably should just skip back a little bit so you can watch the clip of the amazing movie Little Dragon Maiden. Anyway, so yeah, The Penguin I think is awesome and I think needs to be seen. Now, has anybody been watching here, I'm going to do this. Has anybody been watching Rings of Power? Because I keep hearing that Rings of Power is a lot better lately. Like it's like really good. I can't see that, but I've also heard that it's pretty dang good. Now, does it follow Tolkien? No. But it's actually a pretty good show. I don't know. I still haven't watched a single thing. I still haven't watched Terminator Zero. And I heard that's really good. Nop Toch. That's right. And yeah, get that OnlyFans up, Wraith. Season 2 is supposed to be really good now. Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. I mean, neither. I have a hard time because, man, the first season made me so like, geez, man. But let's talk about what's opening this week. Wait. Wings of Desire was one of my first Blu-ray purchases. Kind of disappointed with it. I would hard recommend another Wim Wenders movie, Perfect Days, instead. Okay. Oh, you know what? I'm on the freaking site. I could probably just do that. Perfect Days. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I want to see that too. That's... Oh, I didn't realize that was him. Okay. I didn't realize that was him. I heard that was really good. Yeah. Yeah, I need to see that. Because just the trailer looked really, really good. But anyway, let's see. Opening this week, we have, of course, Joker. Folie à deux. And the thing was, I wasn't a huge fan of the first movie, so I was like halfway excited for this, but it seemed like as we got closer, I found that I didn't care, and I knew that my wife didn't care. And yesterday was our 24-year wedding anniversary, of course, and the screening was last night, the fan screening, and I couldn't. I'm so glad I didn't go because we got to start building the freaking Jaws Lego, which you notice is gone because it's in there now. We're building it. And I don't care. And from what I hear, the movie's not that great. So, yeah. They could have named it Joke Her. The hype certainly faded. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I don't find myself caring. Carbonite, are you still here? I don't know if you are. Maybe you tapped out. Maybe you saw enough with that little Dragon Maiden thing. But I have something that since you have to watch 31 horror movies this month. I don't know if it's going to be any good, but it comes out Thursday. He came, he saw, he conquered. I mean, maybe. But this could be one of the movies that you need to see this month. Salem's Lot. Coming on Max October 3rd. A new take on Salem's Lot. But man, you know what scares me is what it says above Max Original. From the creator of the creator of the Conjuring universe and a producer of it. I hate it when they say crap like that on a poster. I hate it. So it makes me a little And here's the thing, Salem's Lot is one of the first Stephen King books I ever read. In fact, it may be the first. So to see that, it kind of makes me go, and apparently it was ready to go in 2022 and they kept pushing it back and kept pushing it back. And now they've just dumped it on Max. This could be a sign that it's not very good. But of course, I'm going to have to watch it because I'm a huge fan of Stephen King and I love Salem's Lot. I bought the illustrated edition not too long ago. So there's that. And really, there's not a whole lot of else that at least that piqued my interest. But I will remind you that coming up in a couple of weeks, I believe it's October 17th on Prime, we've got a new movie. There it is. Brothers. I am absolutely I just find this so interesting. I want to see this movie. So, yeah. You need to see the trailer for this. It's a crazy trailer. But anyway, so yeah, this week's pretty light for movies. And honestly, there's a lot. I mean, like I said, Venom coming up. I don't care about Venom. I just don't know. I just don't know. How do we feel about Spooktober for Dave streams? Are you excited? I mean, come on. Of course I am. Dave streams are really, really fun to begin with. Then you add a scary element. And because the only thing that I will say is that I hope that he if he has to walk around a corner, hopefully it doesn't take 20 minutes to walk around that corner. That's the only thing that I wish he would. It was like, okay, just speed it up. Now you're torturing yourself and the audience. You might as well just get the thing over with, like a Band-Aid. But he doesn't. Did I get a chance to watch A Bronx Tale yet? No, I actually, believe it or not, I actually tried to look that up the other day, and then I got sidetracked because, again, that's what happens. I get sidetracked. It is not available to stream anywhere unless you have AMC. It's available to rent for $3.99. I might just rent it because since you guys have said that, I kind of do want to see it. Hopefully this week I can get that in. So I appreciate the recommendation. I just haven't gotten to it. Oh, I thought it said and a producer of it, not it. Gotcha. Spooky season is forever for me. Every day is Halloween. 20 minutes to make a move can be annoying sometimes. Yeah. I just hope he speeds it up a little bit. Just speed it up a little bit. Just a little bit. A little bit. Please. Also, a few trailers got released in the last few days that I wanted to bring to your attention. First is this. The Program. New UFO doc, The Program, set from the Phenomenon director James Fox. Now, I gotta say, I've seen a few James Fox documentaries, and I really like them. And I know this is UAP related, it's not really movie related, but I'm really excited to see this one. So, yeah. The trailer's out there. You can look it up, the Program trailer. I'm excited, man. I'm a UAP guy. I like thinking about UAP and UFOs. I like it. So there you go. And then earlier today, we got the trailer for this. Music by John Williams is the name of the documentary coming out on Disney Plus. This looks like it'll be really good. And it covers his entire life. And it's something where when the trailer started, I was kind of like, I kind of know a lot of this. And then it started showing all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, okay, I don't know enough. So this looks good. So I want to see this. That comes out November 1st. And then a surprise trailer, at least, and again, there are so many trailers that come out, right? There's so many. But these are just the ones that stuck out to me. The next one is Clint Eastwood's new movie, Juror Number 2, starring Nicholas Hoult, Toni Collette, J.K. Simmons, and Kiefer Sutherland. I gotta say, after watching this trailer, I'd never heard of this, and now I kind of want to see it. That comes out November 1st. So there you go. There you go. There's some movie trailers that you can go check out. Because why not? The ILM doc series was amazing. Yeah, and I did a review on that. I loved that so much, and I'm like, I've seen so much stuff about the making of Star Wars, all the Indiana Jones stuff. I mean, I've seen so much, but there was so much in that documentary that was new that I was just like, this is fantastic. And if you're a fan, man, you got to see it. You got to see it. Oh, by the way, just want to show that off one more time for those who didn't get a chance to see it. Here's my Order 42 logo with a bunch of mess in there. Of course, the E, the Y, the L, and the D I had to try to place with a pair of tweezers, and it's not 100% straight, and it's driving me insane. But it's kind of cool, but it's really too busy. I just wanted to show that off because I think it's cool. I think it's cool. So, what else you got? What do you guys want to talk about? Because basically, I'm done. I don't got much. There's not a whole lot. That's badass. Thank you, Bonobo Juice. I appreciate it. I know he's only 94. But yeah, Clint Eastwood is that's crazy. I mean, that's insane that he's still directing movies. And apparently, like, that trailer looked good. Like, I'm watching that and going, that looks good. I want to see it. Give me your thoughts on Night of the Comet. I don't know if I've ever seen that. Let's talk about the wrestling expected at Retropalooza. Well, I mean, here's the thing. I don't know all the details. I know a couple of things behind the scenes that I can't discuss yet that I'm helping with. But that's really all I can say. Play any games lately? I bought Echoes of Wisdom, the new Legend of Zelda game where you actually play as Zelda. I played about an hour, and that's all I've played so far. So I will say that what I've been doing, I mean, let's look. 24 years with my lovely wife. I spent almost all weekend doing things with her. So yeah, I didn't get a whole lot of chance to do all that stuff. You know, anything else with playing games or anything like that. But I will say I do like it. I do like it. And I've been working on yet another story idea. But this one is one that a certain brother of a shady person, Tim. It's his idea, but I'm running with it and just seeing what's going to happen. And then I'll present my ideas and then we shall figure out what the plan is, because I think I could write the script. But I also want to make sure that it's almost like it's one of those things where, you know, in the credits you see story by whatever, or characters created by. I want to give him as much credit as possible, but I'm really having fun uh, coming up with things for this story. So I want to talk about getting my head stuck in the toy again. Are you talking about the turlet? You got your head stuck in the turlet. John Williams is such a legend. I mean, for sure. Absolutely. And yeah, that documentary looks fantastic. Personally, that one will hit me since I absolutely love so many of his movies. Which one, Ricky? Which one are you talking about? Here's the thing. I get behind and then I forget what we're talking about. I forget what I showed. And then I have to think, okay, wait, what were you talking about? What were we talking about at the time? F Tim, write that script. I mean, yeah, but I also, you know, I know that there's a pretty good chance that he'll never write it, but I also want to make sure that I have things in there for him, you know, stuff that he wanted, because I'm running with a lot of stuff. Like I've taken this to, you know, oh, there's intrigue and characters are, you know, uh there's a lot. There's a lot I've done with it. But we'll see. Wait, Ricky. I was talking about Clint. Oh, I see. I get what you mean now. Yes. Yeah, Clint Eastwood is, man, so many great movies. So many great performances. You know, from every stage of his career. There's just great movies. You know, there's a couple of duds in there, sure. There's a couple of movies that just don't hit well. But man, he's been pretty damn solid his whole career. And wow, yeah. And yeah, Billy, we talked about that earlier. I mean, I got Maggie Smith, John Ashton, Chris Christopherson, Pete Rose, Frank Fritz, John Amos, all of them. Yeah, just great stuff. Great, like amazing careers. That's just called being in a good marriage. I mean, yeah, you know, yeah. Games and movies can wait. I, Turlet boy. Turlet bowl. Ah, gotcha. Gotcha. How about we talk about Almazan Kitchen? I don't know what that is. I've watched so many Clint movies with my dad and my grandfather. Be sure to add a cameo with a certain hot soccer mom in all your scripts. Well, here's the thing, Mister Sega Steve. I the script that actually Billy has been working with. That's the script that I started with. Came from an idea from Jay. That one we might be able to do the hot soccer mom. But these new story ideas that I've been working on are completely separate from the GCU, as we lovingly call the Game Chasers universe. It's outside of that. So it would be weird if the hot soccer mom showed up in this story. And then that's there's Tim's story. Then there's three others that I say two I'm really toying with, and then one where it's kind of like I have the initial idea, but I don't know if it's gonna go anywhere. Um, the other two have some legs to them. The ideas have some, what do you call it? Have some bite to them. Now, I will also say, Steve, that I told you a bit of an idea that I haven't done anything with, really. That idea is pretty big, and I like I said, I kind of like the idea of making that into maybe the pilot of a TV series or something like that, and just kind of throw it out there and see what happens. But we'll see. We'll see. With that Studio Ghibli statement earlier, Ghibli, I'm thinking which to recommend first. Either Princess Mononoke, Castle in the Sky, Spirited Away, Porco Rosso, My Neighbor Totoro. However, Miyazaki earlier work, I recommend Lupin the Third, The Castle of Cagliostro, which you have already recommended, and I was looking at the other day, and I just, like I said, Paris, Texas, was like there, and I did it. Anybody seen that Mini Moon? Yeah, has anybody seen that? If you haven't seen City Hunter 2024, I highly recommend it, and I feel like that actor can play Lupin if they made a new Lupin the Third live action. Okay. The hot lesbian soccer mom? Yeah, that wouldn't fit in this story. Um, let's see. City. Oh, I've already put it on the list, Ricky. City Hunter is still on the list. Hot Lebesian Mockersam? Machine Gun Ghiblis? Castle in the Sky is amazing, but the ending isn't as good as the beginning. The Giant Spider Invasion 4K Blu-ray announced. Are you getting that Critters set, Billy? I saw that and immediately thought of you. But there's so many, and that's the weird thing about all of these boutique manufacturers, right? You've got, I would say Criterion is more about like the arty stuff, right? Not as mainstream. I mean, of course, No Country for Old Men is coming out. That's mainstream. But then you've got Arrow, you've got Kino Lorber, you've got Eureka, you've got Via Vision or Umbrella, you've got who else? Imprint. Did I say Imprint? Arrow, Kino. That's an Arrow. Those are Arrows, Criterion, Arrow. Anyway, my point is, Vinegar Syndrome, Severin. There's so many great Blu-ray manufacturers out there, but so many of their releases are those movies you go, oh, I remember seeing a trailer, or maybe not a trailer, but I remember seeing that in the dirty section in the VHS store or in the VHS rental place. I don't need to own that. There's so many that come out that I'm like, it's like, okay, I haven't seen that. And it doesn't look like that's going to be a movie I want to own. But, oh yeah, Shout, of course. Well, we were talking about Shout earlier because, yeah. There's so many of them though. But it's like, I don't need to own. See, I say that, and then I bought what? I got 5 box sets of martial arts movies from Shout. Why? Because I'm insane. And but the thing is though, you have to understand about me. I have a certain kinds of movies that I like for the most part. But for some reason martial arts movies are like I can just watch them. Like Billy loves his 1940s and 50s sci-fi. He likes his creature features, and all that kind of like the sometimes the more handmade the effects, the better, right? That's the kind of stuff that he loves that stuff. That's his weakness, I guess you could say. But these are mine. But again, I didn't know I would be getting a condor in my martial arts movie that would teach someone how to use a sword and then deflect a crow like spinning device. Yeah. I need that giant spider invasion now. See, like I see that and I go, yeah, it's funny. I don't need it. I don't need to spend the money on that. Like I even have problems when the Terminator gets announced, the Terminator 4K, and I'm kind of like, when am I going to watch the Terminator? Like, sure, I'll watch it when I get it to go, oh yeah, that looks great. But when's the next time I'm going to see the Terminator? I've seen the Terminator 7,500 times. I've seen it so many times. I've watched multiple scenes in frame by frame. I know that movie too well. Do I need it again? I had it on VHS, and everybody I know is going, of course you do. But again, when's the next time I'm going to watch that movie? Why wouldn't I take that money that I would spend on Terminator? I'll probably end up with it, by the way. I'm just going to tell you. Spoiler alert, I'm probably going to end up with the Terminator in 4K. But I could take that money and buy a movie that I've never seen before and broaden my cinematic horizons. I could take all that money that I was going to spend on all these movies that I've seen many times that I'm buying in 4K now. I could take that money and I could watch all the Studio Ghibli movies. The Ghiblies. The Ghiblies? Yes. I could do that. And that might be better. That might be a better use of that money. My favorite is Kiki's Delivery Service. Yeah. Nah, I already have them on Blu-ray. It's not 4K. See? There you go. You're talking about Critters, right? If you want to remember how to say Studio Ghibli correctly, use the following pronunciation guide. Samsonite Ghibli. Thank you. I appreciate. I was way off. But see, like Vinegar Syndrome, I own, I think, 2 movies from Vinegar. Yeah, 2 movies. The only one that I haven't purchased from Vinegar Syndrome where I'm kind of like, I kind of want that, but also, when's the next time I'm going to watch it? Is Daryl. Yeah. With Barrett Oliver, right? Michael McKean. Who else is in that movie? I don't think I know any of the other actors in that movie. But those are the ones that I remember. It is Michael McKean, isn't it? Pretty sure it is. But it's like, when am I going to watch that movie again? I'm getting to that point. I'm getting old enough to where I need to be like, who am I buying these for? If I'm never going to watch it, or if I'm only going to watch it once, it's like, who am I buying them for? The people that are going to come in and ransack my house when I die? I don't know what's going to, but you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird thing to think about, but it's also like, the Munchies commercial was funny. Yeah. Master of Flying Guillotine got me hooked into that genre. You need to own Rob Morrow and Johnny Depp movie Private Resort from 1985. Do I, Showzama? I don't think so. I've never seen that, but I've almost watched that many times, but never watched it. Now, Private School with Matthew Modine and oh god, what's her name? from Gremlins and Fast Times. And more importantly, Betsy Russell. Now that's a movie that could be that I might be able to pony up the dough in 4K because Phoebe Cates, yes. Because Betsy Russell, holy crap, you know? I'm a guy who bought Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus. See, that's I don't and other shark movies, Sharktopus. Yeah. What did Frankenfish? My wife watched Frankenfish and I'm sorry, I would seriously. I know that it sounds weird, but I can't do it. I don't like those kinds of movies because it makes me go and they got money to make that. You know? I don't know. It's just I don't know. I don't know. Need it again? No, but it won't take more than 60 seconds to rationalize its purchase. I mean, you're not wrong, but I don't know. I don't know. I've been feeling that same way lately. I still haven't seen Soylent Green. It's on my list to buy. I know. There's so many movies out there. Great, great movies from the past, even from just the last 10 years. A huge list of movies that are like I know I wanted to see that and I never got around to it, you know? And I mean some of them probably aren't that good, but then there's probably some gems in there that I just haven't gotten around to seeing. I still haven't seen Zone of Interest. I mean, I know that's only last year, but that's a movie that I keep passing up. I don't know. I've never seen Munchies, A Little Sheltered Childhood. Yeah, me neither. Never seen Munchies. Doesn't look like, I mean, look, I'm just saying, it's not a movie that appeals to me. I know. I know. But the thing is, if Billy wrote a script that was like Munchies, I totally want to work on that movie. Like, whatever, you know? I want to work on that movie. I want to make a movie like that. I just, I don't have any appeal to. Now, I mean, it may be one of those situations where it's like, well, Rob, how are you going to work on this movie and do your best work if you've never seen a movie in this genre? And I'll be like, I've seen many movies in that genre. I've seen Troll. I've seen Critters. Critters 2. I've seen Ghoulies. I don't think I saw Ghoulies 2. But I mean, I've seen a lot of those movies. I get it. But I don't know. Just watched The Shining again after reading about psychology dealing with trances and hypnotism. Never noticed how Kubrick did his homework in these areas and applied it to the movie. Oh, interesting. That man, I mean, that's another one. Like that is a great movie. Like it's not just a horror movie. It's not just a drama. It's like it's just a really really well made movie. Now, I get it when somebody says, "Ah, I prefer the book." I get it. The character is completely different in the book versus the movie. But man, both of them are just like they're so good. What about Bigfoot versus DB Cooper? Very spooky movie for October. You know, Billy, I almost forgot about that one. Did you cover John Ashton passing away? I did, Shozama. I did at the beginning of the stream. I don't. That is a movie that I guarantee you I no. I shall name it Goobins. I mean, I'm down. I'm down. Goobins is great. Booking a hotel and flight is exhausting. Well, Wraith, yeah, because you got to get here so we can do things. Because we're doing the Retropalooza thing. I've got something for you right over there. I've got something roughly in this general direction for Ricky, and maybe something else for Ricky. I'm just saying. The Game Chasers Goobins, yes. Actually, the Game Chasers present Goobins. Billy and Rob should star in a musical like Little Shop of Horrors. Oh my god, that would be Do things that sounds dirty. Look, hey, I didn't mean it dirty. I'm just saying, so we can go hang out and eat at places. See, we went to. I took him to his first, I guess, Texan breakfast place, and that was good. So, I prefer the Simpsons parody, The Shining, with Willie's accent. I don't remember that. He's got something special for me. I do. I got stuff for people's too. See, there you go. Good. I mean, yeah. Book version goes less in depth in the psychology, but I like how Kubrick did it because it ties to paranormal. Ouija boards and paranormal relates to a medium and unconscious. Coming to reality with inanimate objects. Derek, you're 100%. Yeah, 100%. I mean, look, I really love the movie and the book almost equally. And then Dr. Sleep came out, and I'm like, how is Mike Flanagan going to do a sequel to the movie and the book at the same time? And somehow that son of a bitch pulled it off, which made me a fan of Mike Flanagan forever. Right. Yes. I just quoted The Sandlot talking about Dr. Sleep. If you haven't seen Dr. Sleep, I'm telling you, that movie is badass. And you will, seriously, when that movie's over, you will have one of the most confused. I mean, if you're male, of course. Okay, let's just preface that. I shouldn't even say that these days, should I? I'll say if you have a working penis, I'm probably gonna get demonetized. You will probably have the most confused boner of your life watching Dr. Sleep, though, because Rebecca Ferguson is hot and terrifying all at the same time. But seriously, it will make you a fan of Rebecca Ferguson if you're not already. She is amazing in that movie. Ewan McGregor's in it. You got to see it. Got to see Dr. Sleep if you haven't seen it. It's great. It's great. And you might say, I can't understand why I would want to watch a sequel to The Shining, to Kubrick's classic The Shining. I'm telling you, it is way better than I thought it was going to be. I mean, it was so freaking good. So, Little Shop and Horrors. Little Shop of Horrors. Eat at places. Not in places. Or, yeah. I'm just saying, if someone said don't go in the basement because there are goobins, I probably wouldn't go down there. I mean, Billy, the story kind of writes itself, doesn't it? Somebody's like, or don't go down there at night, or don't go down there at 3 p.m. Make it a weird time, not night. That's too whatever. It could be, don't go down there to the basement at 3 p.m. And they're like, okay. I'm like, well, you take care. You know, I know you're just staying for the weekend, but be careful and have a good time and all that stuff. And they leave, right? And then the person's sitting there, and suddenly they have to go down to the basement because some bulb burned out, and all the bulbs are down there in the basement, and they didn't check the watch. And then suddenly, oh my God, goobins. Done. Now, how do you defeat the goobins? Is what I would want to know. Are we writing? Are we developing a script live? First Texas gravy in my breakfast. Oh. Dr. Sleep or DB Cooper versus Bigfoot? Dr. Sleep. You name, seriously. Look, I know that on YouTube, this day and age, a lot of people turn to hyperbole for effect. I do not use hyperbole. In fact, I try not to use it at all. When I do end up using it, I go, damn it, I used hyperbole when it doesn't make any sense to use hyperbole. So, all that being said, you know that I don't use hyperbole and I advise against using it. Okay. DB Cooper, or Bigfoot versus DB Cooper, is literally the worst movie I've ever seen. Like I cannot think of a worse movie. It literally is the bottom of the barrel. The worst movie I've ever seen. It was barely a movie. And you might say, well, Rob, didn't y'all laugh a lot and all that stuff? Yeah, we were making fun of it. I said it. I said it to Billy before. I said if you watch Bigfoot versus DB Cooper by yourself, you've got a problem, and not like anything related to anything. You have a problem because that's a movie that is only good if you're with friends because you can make fun of it and laugh at it and all that stuff. But if you're watching, it's kind of like, I mean, not to make light of alcoholism, but when you're just drinking by yourself, it's like, you know, and I'm not talking about having a drink to unwind. I get that. I understand that. I'm talking about getting crazy blackout drunk. I'm sorry. That is an issue that you might want to look into. Just saying. Watching Bigfoot versus DB Cooper is almost as dangerous to your body. Just saying. And delisted. Exactly, Pixel. Look, there's many reasons why this stream might have a problem. You know, I played that clip twice, over a minute of a movie. But we'll see. Crazy in the head means crazy in bed. I mean, I picked up Midnight Run on digital HD a few days ago. Interesting. Who was that? Oh, that was John Ashton. Gotcha, yes. He was in Midnight Run. I'm thinking of heading down to Retropalooza. Derek, I'm telling you, it is a good time. It is a good time. Now, you need to introduce yourself though. You know, you need to come up, say hi. Hey, I'm so and so from whatever. Dude, I guarantee you, Billy, me, Jay, anybody that you interact with in any of these chats or whatever, it's so much fun when you meet the people and put a face to the name. It's great. So yeah, I would love it if you came. I understand if you can't. You know, it might be a drive for you, whatever, but it is a great time and it's just fun. It's just fun. Watch out for the goobins. We getting a giant breakfast next time, Wraith? You tell me. Because seriously, I live here. It's hard to think that way. And I've also been, my meals have gotten a little smaller. And like I said, I've lost probably, I guess, close to 10 pounds. Now, this weekend we went to Texas Roadhouse Sunday night for our anniversary dinner. And I will just say I was in pain. It's like my body was like, you're not supposed to be eating this much, remember? Oh, you didn't remember. Okay, well, how about a stomach ache for 4 hours? That's what it was. But you tell me. You tell me where you'd like to go. We'll try to go. Within reason. I mean, try to keep it on the Fort Worth side because going over to Dallas, I mean, just kind of sucks anyway. Unless it's something like amazing. But we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. It's literally perfect. Yeah. The Goobin's telltale sound, like a rattlesnake's rattle, is just a fapping sound. Ah. Oh. So, all creeping down. Oh, I think it'll be okay. And then, again, you got to use the soundscape 5.1, right? And you're like, oh, yeah, that's terrible, terrible. They can be defeated by pizza with pineapple on it. Hey, I like pineapple on pizza. I do. I really do. Is it going to be the Goobins or the Goobins? Oh, is it going to be Goobins or the Goobins? Just Goobins. I'm just saying, it is actually, literally everything, metaphoric, just whatever. Okay, it's the worst movie I've ever seen. There's no movie that I've seen that's worse than that. And I've seen a lot of bad movies, like a lot of them. That one was the worst. I would choose any Fast and Furious movie over Bigfoot versus DB Cooper. Name the movie. I don't think it's worse. It can't be. Their gun budget was $17 and they shot at the Dollar General. Exactly. Literalphorically, whatever. Make the shirt. If you watch Bigfoot versus DB Cooper by yourself, you have a problem. Dude, that might make a really good shirt. Blue Thunder is on digital HD sale on iTunes and Prime Video, $4.99. That's actually, I mean, look, I get it. You know, when somebody says I don't buy digital, I get it. I totally get it. You know, there's all this talk. California did this thing with the digital thing, which really doesn't mean anything, because it's like, what is California going to do for, you know, for the whole country? Yeah, if the whole country, if the U.S. government passed a law like that, that would be interesting. California doing it, I mean, who gives a crap? But anyway, I get it. When somebody says, I don't want to buy anything digital, I totally get it. But again, off of iTunes, I have not lost one movie. Not lost one. It's when you buy from a company that's not doing it, you know, that and not that Sony was some upstart, but they knew as well as anybody else that they weren't selling the movies the way they should be, and they have to pay licenses on all that stuff. Somebody like iTunes is selling so many digital copies of movies and TV shows and everything. It's a digital store that I can't see going anywhere. I just can't see it. Unless, I mean, but here's the thing though. It's kind of like, you think about, well, what else could there be? What else? There's always going to be somewhere that's going to probably have a digital thing, you know, and that, like, when we're all like in flying cars and shit, we're probably going to have to interface with something to watch our movies, even way down in the future or whatever. So why not iTunes? It's already got it. It's there. It's one of the biggest ones, if not the biggest digital store. Why not? Well, here's the thing though. Think about with music. We didn't see the iPod coming. And the iPod changed everything. So who knows what's going to happen in the future? I'm just saying, you can probably be okay buying a digital copy, a really, really good quality HD copy off of iTunes for $5. That's a pretty good deal. It probably won't have any special features. It'll probably be movie only. But it might be a good deal for $5, you know? Especially in the interim. You know what I'm saying? But then, if something happens, iTunes does go away. Like I said, the biggest digital storefront ever, probably. I don't think anybody's bigger than iTunes. So if they go away, okay, then maybe surf the 7 seas. But what are the chances? I'd say pretty small. At least for the foreseeable future. 15, 20 years. Make the shirt if you watch. I think I kind of want to make that shirt. How about we wait at Goldie's again? I don't know about that one, man. I mean, we did that. It was me, Leon, and Dave, right? Which it was fun and it was good, but I don't know if it's worth getting up at 7:00 in the morning to go wait in line for 4 hours for barbecue. I mean, I don't know. It's just, yeah. I mean, it's not that Dallas is bad. It's just that it's so far to drive and it's such a hassle to get over there. You know, you're waiting in traffic and all that stuff. It's like if you're on the Fort Worth side, which is where Retropalooza is going to be this year, it's not going to be right in the center in Arlington. It's actually on the Fort Worth side. It doesn't make sense to drive an hour, hour and a half, or however long, depending on where you're going, to get over to that side of the Metroplex when there's plenty of great stuff on the Fort Worth side. So I hope you took home lots of cinnamon butter to rub all over your wife and never mind. No, but Dude, you know they're selling that in stores now. Yeah, they sell tubs of the Texas Roadhouse cinnamon butter now, and it's like, and the rolls that kind of like you just pop in the oven or whatever. Yeah, that's dangerous information. Get the filet mignon so you don't have to eat that much. Well, see, here's the thing, Shazam. Here's what I did. I really wanted, for some reason, in my head, I'm like, I know we're going to Texas Roadhouse and they're kind of known for their steaks. I really want like chicken fingers, chicken crispers. And I like theirs a lot. So I was like, I think I'm going to get the sirloin in that. Um, April decided that she wanted a, what do you call them? Onion blossom, whatever the hell they're called. Cactus flower, or whatever the F they call it, right? It's not awesome blossom, that's Outback. But yeah, she wanted that. And so I ate a little bit of that, had a roll, and I got full. I couldn't finish all of my meal. And then on top of it, my I asked for medium. And usually I ask for medium because if it's medium rare, that's probably fine. I like medium rare, but typically they kind of undercook. So I was hoping it would get medium, so then I'd get a medium rare. It was mooing still. So then they took my sirloin back and crisped the hell out of it. It was charred on the outside and still medium rare on the inside. It tasted awful. So I didn't have much steak. I didn't really have that much, but it was still way too much for my system. It's just, I should not be eating that much. So it was tough. Filet mignon wouldn't have helped. 6 ounce filet would not have helped. Make a shirt with one of those infamous Bigfoot versus Deep. No. Gift it to Melvore. Christian VS, welcome. Do Goobans fart though? I mean, why wouldn't they? Blooming onion? I thought, I don't know what the blooming onion is. Anyway, it's that thing. You know what I'm talking about. Pineapple and pepperoni. I know, man. They're good. Son of the Mask or DB Cooper versus Bigfoot. I guarantee you, I would probably enjoy Son of the Mask more. Just saying. Goobans is an actual active eBay seller. Oh man. So it can't be Goobans? Yeah, what happened in California? Okay. California digital ownership. California Governor Gavin Newsom has signed a law to combat disappearing purchases of digital games, movies, music, and ebooks. The legislation will force digital storefronts to tell customers they're just getting a license to use the digital media rather than suggesting they actually own it. But again, what is that going to do for one state of the union? When the law comes into effect next year, it will ban digital storefronts from using terms like buy or purchase unless they inform customers that they're not getting unrestricted access to whatever they're buying. So, in other words, the what do you call it? The DRM and all that crap. I mean, okay. I still don't think that's a perfect system, but that's just me. I'm a bitter clinger. I'm guessing that means that you're not a big digital, and I understand that. I totally understand that. If iTunes was available on Android, it would dominate. I mean, yeah. But the thing is, though, when you have something like Movies Anywhere, that helps out a lot. I mean, I know it's not 100%, but that helps out a lot. So you can look at all the different places where they sell the stuff and try to get the best deal you can from any of them. Now, most of them share sales because it's more of like, okay, Columbia is going to do this deal, like the what was it, the 100 for 100 or whatever, Or hey, let's run a sale on all the Friday the 13th movies because it's Halloween and all that kind of shit. iPod was a revolution. I was being sarcastic. I don't want to wait at Goldie's. I mean, I don't either. I really don't. I mean, look, the thing was, it was probably the best barbecue I've ever had. But I just don't think it's worth it. Now, if Leon was here and he wanted to do it again, we'd probably do it. Because come on, it's Leon. He doesn't get to get it. I don't know why I'm talking like that. He doesn't come to America that much, so it makes sense. So, goblins likely wouldn't fart. More known for constant gargling and burping. Boobins? Just when you thought you couldn't hate Gavin more. I mean, the thing is though, it's a law with no bite. You know? Yeah, it doesn't really change anything. It's just the wording they use. Yeah. When you look at anything, it says the state of California says this causes cancer. Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess so. Uh, does it say it on here? Anything? Oh, it's the Prop 65 stuff. Yeah. Which is on everything. And yes, that is a thing that is still full. I don't know. A tulpa. Goobins end up being a tulpa because of all the little monster movies that are made. That law cost $10 million in filing fees to get it put into law, and it's absolutely meaningless. Goobins cause cancer. Now, see here, how certain are you that all the recent UAP sightings are non-human? And of course, I meant within, the last 10 to 15 years. Of course, I was trying to include the Tic Tacs. Yes, that happened in 2004, but come on. That's what I was trying to say. Top answer was 50 to 99% certain that they're non-human. Second place was 1 to 50%. I said that I'm kind of like in the low 50s, but I'm still pretty sure that that isn't human. We have 19% on the extremes. So that's 38% of the people either believe 100% that they're non-human or 100% not, that they're man-made. It's interesting. I'm going to end the poll now. Yeah, the new Penguin episode. Derek, we talked about that earlier. I mean, the first episode's good. The second episode made me go, okay, this is much. This is a great show. When I worked at Apple, I did give store credit for delisted stuff, especially music, films, concerts. For music, we recommended downloading it as long as you kept it backed up to external HDD or kept the older equipment. Yeah, but see, like, even that though, the way that I look at it is there's always the internet, you know? But if I can do something as somebody who creates things, whether it's here on YouTube, whether it's a movie, whatever, as someone who creates things, it's hard for me to look at someone else's content, someone else's art that they worked however long they worked to make this thing. And for me to go, no, I'm just stealing that. I'm not going to pay for that. No, it's not worth it to me. Well, then don't download it. But if you paid for something and the law says, see, it's just like, okay, it's like VHS, right? If you say, I want to make a copy of this VHS that I own, this is back in the day. But if I want to make a copy of this VHS so I can watch the crap out of this movie and not have it be destroyed, that should be completely, and that is within your rights. To me, it's within my rights to go download a pirated copy of the movie that you took away from me. Because you don't want to pay the licensing fees, or you don't think that, or whatever the reasoning is. If I purchase something, it should be mine. And I have no problem doing that. if I lose something off of iTunes. But otherwise, I like the fact that I'm paying for the use of that thing. That's like going into a music store, picking up an album, going, "Huh, I want this. Oh, it's $30. Well, I might as well steal it because I wasn't going to buy it anyway because it's too expensive. But now I steal it." No, that's not. And people think for some reason that it's digital, that it doesn't mean anything. Yes, it does. It's someone's work that you're stealing. Now again, you can make the own rationalizations in your head. I can't make that rationalization anymore. There is a difference between paying for the thing and not paying for the thing. So there you go. A lot of twists and turns. It's entertaining. Yeah, Derek, it almost feels a little like Breaking Bad in a way, where it's kind of like I kind of feel like I'm getting some anxiety from watching this, which means that the show is doing what it's supposed to be doing because you're feeling danger. It's kind of awesome. That seems to match up pretty well with public polls about UFO beliefs. There you go. I'm with the Dongo. They're setting this up. If I own a game, I don't feel bad with getting a digital copy of it. I own it physically. Yeah. Rationalize too much and your logic will be like this. Men die, grass dies, men are grass. Oh, well, I mean, I get what you're saying, but it's just because two things die doesn't mean it's the same thing, you know? Stars die. Does that mean I'm a star? I mean, technically, we're all star stuff, but you know what I mean? It's one of those weird things that you can rationalize too far into anything. But the fact is, you're literally, well, not literally. You're taking away profit. I don't know how to word that correctly, but you get what I'm saying. Like I used to okay, I'm just being honest here. I used to download all the movies, like tons of movies, okay? Tons of music, tons of books. I used to do all of it. I don't do that. I can't do it anymore. Because it isn't a matter of if I'm going to watch this entertainment, read this entertainment, listen to this entertainment, I should pay for that. And I actually have the money to pay for that. So when someone says, well, I'm too poor to do that, I kind of feel like, then you need to find a better way to do it because you're stealing. So go listen to it on YouTube where you at least have to watch an ad so that the artist gets something. Yeah, I don't look, again, it's rationalization, man. And everybody's got a different line. I know where my line is. I don't cross it. Is recording a song off the radio for your own personal use to avoid paying for it allowable? Well, technically, I was going to say that in a way, the artist gets paid for every radio play because that's part of ASCAP and BMI and BMI? I think it's BMI. But no, I don't think that's technically legal, but again, everybody's got their line, right? Grass, gas, or ass. Nobody rides for free. Exactly. What? That logic example is from schizophrenia study by Bateson. Their logic gets so malformed when they develop logic like that. So I'm saying you can rationalize, but it gets incredibly malformed. Everybody in here probably downloaded the stuff at one point. Yeah. As a creator, I don't care how you read my book, so long as you buy it in some way. Truthfully, if someone were to ask me for a copy of my books, I would just give them one. But yeah, but that's the weird thing. It's kind of like if someone genuinely comes to you and wants to read, like if someone who said, man, I really want to watch Adventures in Game Chasing, but I really don't have any way to watch it. For me, it'd be like, I kind of want to just let you watch it because you show interest and you're being upfront about it. But somebody just steals it. It's like, F you, man. You didn't even attempt to show any sort of anything. No remorse, no actual care. You just stole it. But what are you going to do? You can drive yourself nuts with that kind of stuff. I can't tell you how many copies of my own books I've given away just because someone asked to read it. I also always sign the copies I give away just because that's cool. It is allowable as long as you don't sell it. I'm not sure about that, Shozama. I'm not sure about that. Like, that means if you had a way to record anything and everything, then you could just do it. And now, here's the difference, though. Here's the difference. You can sit there and say, oh, yeah, you can do that. And there's probably not going to be a way for anyone to know that you did it. But to me, that's sort of the thing of, if no one's watching, how much of a terrible person are you going to be? Where's the line? Where do you decide, oh, well, this is okay for me to do because nobody's watching me? And that's my whole point. To me, integrity is being able to do the right thing even when nobody knows that you're doing the right thing, right? It's not doing the right thing because, oh, I might get in trouble, or doing the right thing because, oh, someone saw me do the right thing and, oh, I'm tweeting about, look at me doing the right thing. No, it's doing the right thing when nobody's watching. Good or bad. You're doing the right thing. That's the measure of a person. And I feel like these days, there's a lot of people that just do whatever the fuck they want. But then there's that thing. Well, that's the purpose of religion, is to keep people from doing that, or whatever. I say you do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. But that's just me. That's how I look at it. I have a hard time pirating anything nowadays. Download the whole internet back in the day. Yeah, exactly. Billy breaking people's legs for pirating Christmas Robotica. But that's a little different. It's on YouTube, sure, I'm sure there's probably people that downloaded that instead of going to YouTube every time to watch it, with the ads and all that. I get that. But I don't know. It shows Zama showing people the movie for free. Integrity. Yeah. When I was a kid, we were pretty poor, so my aunt bought us 1 month of cable with Disney. My mom put in VHS tapes and just recorded Disney for hours at a time so I could rewatch it after we didn't have it anymore. Dude, how many times on the free preview weekends did we record stuff? Happened all the time. Happened when we had the Dish Network with the, what do you call it? I had Dish Network, which is now being sold to DirecTV, right? And all their debt too. I don't know if you saw that. Anyway, DirecTV with the DVR thing. On free preview weekend, shit, we record everything. It's the same thing. But I don't know. I'm talking about the legality. A tape player, DVR, PVR is legal as long as it is not sold or rebroadcast. For our own personal use, like using it for Plex. Yeah, the DVR stuff. I get it, but I don't know. It is an interesting quandary, though. And it's an interesting question because then you start to logically, hopefully, reasonably, you think about that concept. Is it okay to do that? And then you start to expand that to the rest of your life. Can I do the right thing? How many times do I do the right thing only because only because I know that I'd get in trouble if I don't? Or how many times do I do the right thing because I know somebody's going to praise me for doing the right thing, right? How many people live their lives on the straight and narrow because they think they're going to heaven because of that? How many times do you do the right thing because it's just the right thing to do? Regardless. Now, those people will say, well, I know he's always watching, right? And that's fine. But I don't live my life that way. I try to live my life as if I'm always being judged. I'm judging myself. I want to be able to go to sleep at night going, man, I really wish I didn't, push that old lady down. Wait, Robbie. Wait. So you did the wrong thing. That wasn't you not doing the right thing. That was you literally doing the wrong thing. Yeah, maybe, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, I'll give you an example. Uh there was and this was back in the day, Excel files, okay? I screwed up. Completely screwed up this file. You might not know this, but when you're making formulas, sometimes when you drag, you highlight the formula and you drag down, what it does is it adds one to each field. Well, I was doing a ship list. So there was 200 people that were going to get this thing. Well, by the end of it, somebody was getting 198 or something of this thing. We didn't have that many. So they were shipping stuff out as they went along. Nobody caught the error. And so we ran out of this thing that we should have had at least 500 of these things left over, but we ran out because somebody in the warehouse just put this stuff in the bag. They weren't paying attention. So it counted up. You get what I'm saying? So by the end of it, by the end of the ship list, somebody was getting 198 or whatever, 197, 96, 90, as you went up the ship list, it got lower and lower, right? Completely my fault. I didn't catch it. I sent it off to the thing. I could have said, no problem. I could have lied about it and said, I don't know how that happened because I checked everything. Everything was right. I think they screwed up. Somebody miscopied the formula or something like that. I could have blamed it on the warehouse, but I didn't. I went to my boss and I said, I hope you're sitting down because I screwed up big time. Like, what happened? I explained the situation. Immediately, they knew exactly what happened. And they said, okay, try not to let that happen again. Okay, cool. But that's one of those things where I could have lied about it. I could have thrown out somebody under the bus. There's so many ways that I could have figured out a way to not get in trouble for that. But I did. And I don't know if that affected my bonuses or whatever at the time, but that's just one of those things. And how many people do that? How many people would try to, oh no, I sent that over to this person, and they checked it and they must have did something to my formulas. I mean, there's so many ways, man. There's so many ways that I could have swept that under the rug and it wouldn't have been my fault. But, I don't know. Now you take this sort of situation. It's us. Hey, it's just you and me, just me and you. How many people out there think about having that kind of, do they even struggle with that choice? Do they sit there and do they worry about the fact that I got that person in trouble and it was my fault? Or how many people just go, as long as nobody catches me, I'm golden. That's a dangerous place to live. And I feel like a lot of people will do whatever it takes to get ahead no matter what. And that's just what the hell are we talking about? But anyway, recording TV shows on your VCR, of course, everybody did. I do the right thing because of you, Rob. Well, thank you. I mean, I'm not watching. I guarantee you, I don't have time to watch anybody. I do it for my conscience, and feeling like doing bad things damages us in more ways than we imagine. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like when you watch, I've never killed anybody. Unalived anybody. Can I get whatever? Demonetized for saying that? Anyway, but I've heard that damages you to a point where once you start down the dark path, forever will it dominate your destiny. But it's one of those things that once that happens, it's easier the next time and all that stuff. And people go, yeah, it's weird. I watched this video years and years ago talking about ethics. It's from a Christian perspective, but really interesting thoughts. You pushed that old lady down. You told me she just fell into the world. No, Bucho, I pushed her down. No, I didn't push anybody down. You owned up to it, and that right there merits respect. But see, that's the thing. Here's the thing. By me telling that story, all it does is prove a point. I didn't do it to get any kind of like I don't, you know. You guys can think of me however you like, but I do have that. I do have ethics, and I will not do the wrong thing. Like I can't anymore. But that's just me. The right thing isn't always being passive and nice, though. Yelling at people has its time. Well, sure, of course, but again, it's all about. It's kind of like the way that I used to look at or think about things wasn't about I mean honestly, God, and I mean it never entered my head. Me, it was like if my grandma was standing over my shoulder, what would she think? You know? Because I mean, I think most, I don't know. Like everybody kind of grows up in different homes in different places or whatever. But like my grandma, I love that lady, and I would do everything to try to make her happy and please her. You know what I mean? So the idea that she'd be standing over my shoulder and going, "Really, really, dickhead?" No, but you know what I mean? Like I would want to make her proud. So it's kind of a weird thing to say, though. It doesn't really fit into any sort of moray that you can put on a t-shirt or a bumper sticker or something. Live life like your grandma is standing over your shoulder. It's like it doesn't really flow, but for me, it works. You know what I mean? The right thing. Oh yeah, I already said that. You owned up to it. Totally the right thing to do. Yeah, I straight up say if something is my fault or not at work. That's what I should have said. Christian VS. That's what I should have said. Uh, Apparently we're completely out of this thing. And I looked at the ship list, and it looked like you copied down the wrong numbers down all the way. You copied the formula down instead of just copying the number down. What do you have to say for yourself? Goobens. What are you gonna do about it? It's the Goobens. That's what would be. You know what would be kind of funny is Bill. Yeah, Billy's still here. What if there's somebody that's blaming everything on the Goobens, and the Goobens have to prove themselves to the world that it's not their problem, that they didn't do it. They have to prove their innocence by showing that, and no, this guy's just a dick. He's blaming it on us, and look, hey, I just think that'd be kind of funny. But it'd just be kind of funny to. So why'd you do it? Goobens. What's that? You've never heard of Goobens? Hello? Goobens are like the most dangerous thing on the planet. Owning up to it is the right move for self-preservation too. Usually being upfront will have you keep your job unless you do it over and over. Well, right, and it's like, but see, the thing is though, is I knew that some of the people that I work with, I knew that they were doing crap like that. They were blaming it on other people, and because they suck. Some of them sucked. But I don't know. It's just kind of like, I don't know. It's just personal ethics, and nobody can see. That's the thing. The only person that knows that you're lying is you. I mean, and God, if you believe in God. But you know what I mean? How many people have that kind of thing in their head where they're like, yeah, that's the right thing to do. You should probably do it. Yeah, I know that you're probably going to, they're probably going to kick you in the balls because you tell the truth, but it's better than lying. I don't know. Mr. Goobin's Opus. Hanging with Mr. Goobin. I love it. Goobin shirts. Make it a court drama. And they're real little. And they have to somebody's got like when you get up to make a speech and you lower the mic down and right, and they have to lower it way down, and they're like, excuse me. I don't even know. But it's got to be the Goobins. Robert Watts died too. Ooh. Oh yeah, the producer, right? Yes, I didn't know Robert Watts, and I knew I missed somebody too. But yeah, Robert Watts, the producer of some Star Wars and Indiana Jones movies, also passed away. There are these things that we are afraid that will nibble our toes if we let our feet hang out of the bed. What about Robin Hood, steal from the rich to give to the poor? Ethics. I mean, yeah, that's almost like a, I don't know, like a weird straw man argument, but I don't know. Gubin want a man. Okay, look, here's the deal. My voice is going. I have to pee. That's number two. Number three is it's 10:15. So here's the deal. We're gonna end the stream now. I will say this, and I know Filbert. I think Filbert probably left like a long time ago, but he was saying earlier that that he doesn't like Graham Hancock because of whatever. I just want to say that I think Graham Hancock is kind of full of crap too, but I think it's interesting that um, there could be civilizations buried on this planet that we don't know about, and they could have technology like ours, but because of the way that everything weathers, nothing would remain. And it's kind of an interesting thought is that there could have been people as advanced as we are, and yet something happened that wiped them off the face of the planet. I think that's interesting, but I think Graham Hancock's kind of full of crap. But I also think that the when it comes to anything supernatural or anything like that, I just want to say this: the UFOs, UAPs, it's the most captivating, it's the most interesting, uh, because I think it's the most plausible. Because there's a lot of planets and stars up there. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's over 50 stars in our galaxy. I'm probably over 50, maybe 60. But what I'm saying is that there's probably life on other planets. And is it possible? It's very mathematically hard to believe that that they would, because of how, you know 360 times 360 degrees, like anywhere in the universe, that it would be hard to find another species unless, I don't know, you can pick up radio waves. So I'm just saying it's possible. It's possible, and I think something weird's going on, and the government knows about it, and that's really it. And Bigfoot versus DB Cooper should not be preserved. Like, if they ever send another like Voyager out, with the the record or something that's supposed to be like, hey, this is what our civilization is all about. Please don't put Bigfoot versus DB Cooper on it, please. Okay? Put Goobins. Put Goobins on there. Anyway, so basically, yeah, take it. That y'all pop that in your pipe and eat it or whatever. Synopsis: all hell breaks loose when a traveling carnival with a Goobins exhibit visits a small town. Yep, Goobins with Joe Pesci. Hasn't he retired though for officially now? Law and Order Special Goobins Unit. Weekend at Goobins. Graham Hancock is pretty cool. Not saying he's 100% right, but he has some interesting theories. He's kind of hot too. I hope he's in Bigfoot versus DB Cooper too. We only mapped like 2% of the stars so far. I was confusing Graham Hancock with Robert Meyer Burnett at first before going into it further. Wow. That's a thing. We have one of the largest radio telescopes in the world in West Virginia. They listen for aliens, as they well should. But look, again, I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate you guys adding to the conversation. I'm sorry I basically preached for the last however long. But hey, I hope you guys had a fun one. I hope you guys go to Game Day stream on Thursday nights, and you go to the Game Chasers and Shady J show on Saturday nights, sometimes Friday nights for Shady J. I mean, he's been all over the place. He's been streaming all kinds of times. But I hope you guys have a great week, and we'll see you next time. Bye, stuff.